you all regrouped back at the SS Large Barge, readying yourself for the confrontation moving into Arathator's lair. The white dragon you presumed was located beneath the Ice Hunter's village. Making your way back to the village, you saw that some entity had left a display of dead bodies throughout the locale on spikes and posts on the entry gate that you had not done. After inspecting the village, you did notice an entryway into the caverns below. You chose to make your way into the caverns, navigate through the caves. Some of you decided to touch treasure, which triggered a little bit of a trap.
Had to steal something.
Looking at you, Balasar.
Not me at all.
Continuing to move forward, you met with Marfalub, another ice maiden.
Bless you.
Thank you. An ice maiden, the
sister.
apparent twin of the other ice maiden that you had contacted before and had taken the cloak.
You know, all those ice maidens really, they look alike.
Yeah,
You
all these
can't
ice
say
maidens.
that.
He
Really
said
racist.
it.
You can.
That's
There
why
just
we're
might be
explicit.
repercussions.
That's why it's explicit.
Starting early.
I mean, hey, better early than never. You made your way into. You made your way into.
No, you're not.
Perfect.
You can't do that here.
God
no.
damn it. It's a time
we all
like
have
these,
it.
I wish we were a Twitch stream. Just wait, guys, on the other end of the podcast episode. So, you all made your way into the ice caves below, met Makoth the Crimson, and after talking with Makoth and Marfalub, you found out that they were all trapped there because of some arcane spells that Arathator, the adult white dragon, had learned and stolen from the Arcane Brotherhood. Fleetfoot and Leaf took some time to study the ancient library inside Arathator's caverns, finding scrolls of varying different spells of power in your search.
Great idea, by the way.
That was a lot of very high rolls that made that happen, so kudos. Before eventually sliding down a hidden hole into Arathator's lair, confronting him as he lay on his frozen perch. You all engaged in battle. Lair, what?
That's why they call it that.
You all engaged in
Lair.
battle,
Damn near.
eventually felling Arathator as he turned to flee. You are tired. Beneath the icy, frozen caverns below the Ice Hunter village, well below freezing, wrapped in your warm hide for some of you. What would you all like to do as you lie, gasping
Where's
for
Leaf
breath,
at?
panting for air?
I have no fucking idea. Does anybody remember?
Yes.
Well, he was under the
Oh,
dragon.
he's
Leaf
under
was
the
under
dragon.
so
Oh,
Leaf
yeah.
was under the dragon. Balasar had just pulled Leaf,
Took a minute.
pulled the dragon off of Leaf.
Yeah, I just got him out.
So we're all gathered together. Well, except for me. Ish.
Well, didn't you heal me?
Yes.
I did before the dragon crushed you. So
you
I'm gonna.
gave me a potion then. Didn't who? I went up to 7 hit points, I think.
So there was a potion given by Balasar.
Okay.
I didn't have any potions.
Was it not by Balasar? I know that there was either a
You
potion
had
or a
2
healing
potions.
word.
Someone took them from the ship.
I had potions.
Then it was you.
But
So
I
Fleetfoot
healed
gave
him
a
with a
potion.
spell.
I didn't have potions.
I
Anyway.
got killed when you dropped the dragon on
How do you
me.
not have potions? Didn't you have 6?
We used them
potions?
all. That last battle with the 3 of
battle
us.
Before this, we died.
Anyway,
And then
Oh,
I'm
somebody-
gonna
that's
run up.
right.
If you would move, Fleet, please. I'm gonna come right up next to all of us, and I'm gonna do a 5th level mass cure wounds.
All right, you got it. So you emerge from behind your
What?
icy pillar and cast mass cure wounds on
It's
the
one of
group.
his
The
new
holy
tricks.
energy radiating from you.
I got
Go ahead and roll for that heal
Only a
whenever you get
4th.
the chance.
Yeah, my D&D Beyond just crashed. There
I
we
feel
go.
that, man. I know that feel.
D8 plus 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 17 healing points to
For
everyone.
everyone. Wow. 17 points of healing for all of you as the radiant energy emerges from Fleetfoot's form.
I'm okay with that.
Anything else you all would like to do?
That's new.
I mean, the layer, like, from where I went across and back, there's no, like, treasure.
And I shrink down right now.
And I'm gonna
And
press to
spell
digitate all the
ends.
dragon crap off of me now. 'Cause it's
Ooh,
gross.
can you come over and do that? I'm gonna watch you do that and say, "Hey, can you come over and do that too?"
Yeah, I'll do you too.
You got him, okay. I'll prestidigitation myself and Bally.
You got it. So
Like
you all.
standing in the middle of the field, just like, ugh.
Gross.
Well, we should go back to McCath probably and see if she's free of her spell, so she can help us.
Is there anything else like in the chamber? There's no like treasure or like.
Give me a perception check.
I'd love to.
I'd like to help him with that.
So that would be with advantage, Fleetfoot.
Natural 20.
Okay, so looking around, you do notice that there is a massive pile of frozen ice in the south. So if you are north Fleetfoot, it'd be to the south east.
Like where I. Oh wait, southeast.
No, south. This is east here, southeast.
Okay, so
So
back where I
to-
was
to
when I
your-
dimension doored.
yes.
Okay.
There is a pretty large pile of frozen items that you have missed in the fray before. Within it, you see that there are some sparkling coin, but with that roll, you would notice that there is far less sparkling coin than you would imagine. But encased within, through thick ice, by your best approximation, it would take several hours to pick through, or even through magic, just given how thick that ice is. It would take a significant amount of time. You see
We ain't got nothing
the
but
outline
time.
and warped, the warped image of what looks to be 3 very unique items that are displayed almost as trophies.
Wow.
Um,
I feel like we need to get those items. I don't care if it takes a couple of hours of us
I
chiseling
mean,
away.
what if we all use a fireball? I know it'll take a while, but if we're all doing it.
I mean,
Or-
you can use a fireball.
I
think
can
do I have
cast
any?
Chromatic Orb at it. It's 3d8 fire damage.
I mean, I have some third level slots left.
With that 20 on
Wait, have we
perception,
got-
Are you sure you
know
wanna
that
use
ice
those?
is
We didn't get a long
several
rest,
feet
right?
Thick.
We did not get a long rest.
So I do not have my new spell slot.
You do not.
It is several feet
Did
thick.
you? I can't.
Let's
I've
just
got
chisel
one
away
fireball,
at it.
but
We ain't
like-
got nothing but time. Let's just chill out for a little while, hammer away, and
I mean, I think we need.
I mean, I
to-
got a fireball, and do I have anything else?
what are we?
So I would know that like it would take a lot.
A significant amount of time. By just through physical labor itself, you would approximate that this would take about a half a day to get through.
Wow.
Or should we go ask McCath? I
No.
don't think we need to leave those.
The
No.
other thing I got
I
is
don't
a
think so.
chaos bolt, and that's you never know what element's going to come out.
I mean, I have a fire. Well, because we leveled up and I got that, so I would have
After
it.
a long rest, you would get the spell slots.
I have the slots for it, but I have
Yes.
my magical expertise.
Yes, you would not have that yet.
Okay.
So
I mean, we do have flamethrower over there.
I mean, it's gonna take a while. That's the
You
thing.
could just sit there with this cantrip out.
I mean, yeah, some of us can chisel, other can throw firebolts. Just be careful.
So the several hours would be one person working a half day. So we're talking 12 hours.
So-
if you have the 4 of you working, you could reduce that to somewhere in the neighborhood of about 3.
Oh.
More like 3 of them working, really.
About
I was
3 and a half hours.
I mean, I think we spend the
I'll go
time.
Start casting firebolts.
I'll
like, just
start
forever.
chiseling away on the other side of the firebolts to make sure that I don't get hit.
Seems like a good plan. Would anybody else like to engage in that?
I'm going to help, but I'm looking for one thing.
I will keep watch and make tea.
You got it. So you're going to start a fire in the sub-zero temperatures?
I have cantrips that'll do that.
you
for me,
absolutely
dude.
do. I'm just asking. For those of you, so it will take
I have,
about.
like-
Yeah, so I mean, I don't have.
I have camping gear. I can get a little.
You absolutely
thing
do.
Going.
So while Leaf gets the fire set up, who all is working on the ice?
Like literally for your breaks, I'm making tea shit for your breaks.
Nice.
Okay.
For
So
me.
because of the time
Shit
it's going
tea.
to take, those of you who
Shit
are
tea.
Is it
working
the
on
good
the
kind of tea?
on the
It
ice,
is the good kind of tea.
Good kind of tea.
I'm going to need
pretty
everyone
shitty.
who's working on this encased locale to give me 2 Constitution saving throws.
Are you really asking me if you're making good tea? Because I do have the capabilities of
Leaf,
doing
as
that.
you are next to a fire, you will not need to make
Yes.
these Constitution saving
Okay.
throws. Fleetfoot, because of your cloak, I've read it again. You have those saving throws with advantage. You don't automatically resist. There is advantage to the throws.
Okay.
So fire coming from my hands to warm me up.
Nope, doesn't stay there long enough.
Wow.
Natural 20.
Okay, perfect.
Once I get
Look
the
at
fire
those
ready.
2 rolls. It was a 1 and a 20.
You can roll in between. I want you to know that.
I'm
tonight he
trying.
can't.
I'm trying something new out tonight.
Where you just roll extremes?
Yeah.
Seems like a plan.
And we'll see. Hey, We'll see what comes of it.
You got it.
So
So that was my first
2
one.
Constitution saving throws.
Yes. Well,
So
in
the
order.
first one is a 4.
Okay.
Second one is a 14.
So you suffer 1 point of exhaustion.
Okay.
Balasar, what do you got on your con saves?
My second one's an
Sorry.
18.
You do not suffer any
Phone call,
exhaustion.
I couldn't see anything.
You guys, I need a rest.
9 and 18.
I'm sorry, that was your fire bolts. My apologies.
Jesus Christ.
9 and 18.
9 and 18, you suffer 1 point of exhaustion.
Way to be subtle, Bally.
Where mark that?
So as the fire bolts continue to flare, just another one for effect, and continue to break the ice, you all are eventually able to whittle down the ice block, supplied with some extra tea by Leaf throughout.
Yeah, when you need breaks to warm up, I got tea and a fire here.
Yeah. That's why you only had 2 con saves. It would have been 4. So, to be fair.
You're welcome.
TB there.
Thanks.
Yep.
Also, I do have these mushrooms that will make it good tea if you really, really want that.
Yes.
Yes.
So you all
Thank you.
continue
I've
working.
never actually tried them. I don't know what they do.
Once you
I'll be a guinea cat.
emerge, you
Pig.
find a paltry sum of gold coins. Only 75 gold coins.
Did somebody say poultry?
I did. Next to the gold coins, you
put
find
those in?
rolled into a very large, almost 6 foot long roll. It seems to be some sort of woven fabric, almost like a carpet.
Is it a magic carpet?
You don't know.
You have to detect magic.
Oh, I'm going to.
Next to that, you also find a small fist-sized ruby laced with rose-colored streaks throughout. And then,
Fancy.
hold on, I have to look this last one up because I,
Can I just hold it around like if it's an apple?
oh God.
Like the
Just
Eagle
everywhere you
Queen.
go.
Everywhere I go. Stab.
What? He's just jealous of your ruby. He's like, I have a ruby of my own.
I got one too now.
Go, Ruby, fly.
Oh God in heaven.
That was his ruby, not yours.
Ruby is completely uninterested in this.
You guys have the same name. That's so cool.
What's so weird? You also find, oh, where is it?
In my pockets now.
Actually, no, those are the 2 things that you all find within that locale.
You said there was 3 shining things.
I'm gonna need you to
There
add
was a
something.
gold.
We
I wouldn't have dug
if
if there wasn't.
3.
Oh no!
Yeah.
And then the final is a cloak that is dark purple and black with laced with what seems to be spider webs up the top.
Ooh.
I'd like to detect magic.
Would you like to cast detect magic?
I would.
All right, go right ahead. So, casting detect magic, you find that there is an intense magical aura radiating from all 3 of these objects.
Okay.
So it's a magical ruby fist.
You also feel magic radiating from the other items. Specifically from Leaf, you feel a massive magical presence coming from him.
You're so magical.
What?
You're
so
super
magical.
magical.
What do I have?
I saw your inventory. It's a massive magical
Yeah.
presence.
But it's all in the bag of holding, which is in a different dimension.
I'd like to identify.
Even then, radiates extensively.
I'd like to identify the cloak and the carpet.
Okay, so let me go ahead and switch the music so I can.
If
have
that,
those.
I mean, 2 actions, but.
There are 2 actions, yes. So those would be both. So is that? Are you casting it as a ritual?
Actually, yeah. Let's do it as a ritual.
So casting it that takes 10 minutes. So this will be 20 minutes. Each item is its own 10-minute.
I'm going to pace back and forth impatiently while I cast it for 20 minutes.
I'm going to rest up because I'm exhausted.
So if you're taking a short rest, go ahead and roll the hit die you'd like to take. That's about 30 minutes. Just
30
FYI.
minutes?
30 minutes. So that'll be 2. So
2 hit die?
okay. Leaf or not Leaf. Fleetfoot. What you find is this is a silken cloak and hood that is
2d8.
that
you
when to so however many hit dice you'd like to spend based on
said?
your
Oh,
level.
yeah, that's right.
So
About that.
when its wearer scores a critical attack on the opponent, they have the option to become invisible until the next turn. And if they do land a critical attack, then if they do land an attack while they're considered hidden, whenever they are considered hidden from an enemy, The creature who is taking the attack must resist some significant poison damage.
I'd like to hand the cloak to Leo and not tell him any of that, and be like, I think this would look really good on you. You should put it on.
So you're identifying the ruby and the cloak, right?
The cloak and the carpet.
Cloak and the carpet. So the carpet is a magic carpet of
If you're not
flying
doing anything right now.
that is that is 6 feet by 8 feet, so it can hold up to about 800 pounds and fly about 30 feet of fly speed.
So I'm going to withhold all this information.
You
Gonna
got it.
Give the cloak to Leo. I'm going to pull the carpet out. I'm going to walk over to the campfire. I'm going to roll it out.
It's a beautiful carpet. It is purple with a lot of gold filigree and wheat woven throughout, along with some silver as well.
Player, like, do I know anything like about how it works, like how to control it or anything?
You would know from the identify spell that it does take a command word. The command word, once you have discovered it, it can be set by whosoever discovers the properties of the carpet itself.
When you long rest, you only get
But if they say the word and they don't know the properties, it doesn't.
It will. So the command word, regardless, will trigger the carpet.
This is exciting. But I don't know the command word. I just have to.
You would
Like
know,
that wasn't part of identify.
that was not part of identify, but you would also give me an Arcana check.
15.
Okay, 15. That'll do it. You would know that over a period of time, these types of arcane objects lose the attachment to whoever held that arcane item in the past, and would be able to be
Retrained.
reset, for lack of a better word. Yeah, with a new phrase.
All right, I'm just gonna roll out the carpet, and just sit on it by the fire, take a break of my own. I don't need to like short rest.
You got it.
It's a comfy carpet. You guys want to come chill on it?
Sure.
Give
Beats
me
the
a
cold.
minute. I got like 10 minutes left of this short rest, which is in the rule book that we don't actually carry with us.
Oh, okay,
I really need the hit points.
that's fine.
So do I.
He ain't
I'm
moving.
taking a
That's
I'm
fine.
taking a short
I-
rest too. So
You got the fire. I'm just saying.
So
This
let me
is
just
nice.
let me finish this up here.
Let me know when you're ready to rise up.
I'm in a real good space right now.
rise up, rise up.
Okay. You all are gathered. You finish your short rests.
How long do we have
That doesn't help
Inspiration
with
for?
exhaustion, does it?
It does
No.
not.
10
A long
minutes.
rest will.
Okay.
So for those of you who have 1 point of exhaustion, that is disadvantage on ability checks. I believe at least one of you had a point of exhaustion from last game. If you have 2 points of exhaustion, your movement speed is halved.
Question.
Answer.
I have Song of Rest, which as I perform, but because I was identifying and stuff, would that not count for
Would
them?
not. It has to
Okay.
be present the entire
didn't think
short
so,
rest.
but-
Yep. Good. No, good to ask though.
Um,
Okay, so you all have rested. You
So
have
you're
taken
gonna
the time.
add that to my inventory.
I will.
Okay.
again, Leo does not know what it does.
Cool. Thanks. It's really pretty. I like the
is.
spiders on it.
I thought you might. It's critical that you have that.
I'm going to go ahead and add the other items to your inventory, Fleetfoot.
'Kay.
The other two.
Does
So
this need attunement?
it does, and Fleetfoot would know that. You would not.
But would I just assume after all the attunement I've done with magical items that I'm like, would I be like, hey, do I need to
So,
attune this?
I mean, it's magical.
In terms of that, if you wanted to ask Fleetfoot, I'd say he could give you the answer. If you wanted to try to guess yourself, you could give me an Arcana check.
Okay. I'm gonna do an Arcana check then.
And for somebody who's not very familiar with magic, it's going to be. We'll see what happens.
How about I ask you first?
Yeah, you should probably consider it.
I should probably consider it. Okay. So then, if he tells me that I should consider it, I'm gonna go with his word because BFF Rogan Bard forever. So
I want it to be a surprise.
You want it to be a surprise?
Mhm.
Well, so I'm gonna tune to it, and whatever surprises happen.
I'm
All
excited.
right, you got it. Are
Okay.
you going to spend the your short rest of tuning then?
Yes.
Then I will go ahead and send you the item. When you, as you add the item, you feel as if wisps and tendrils of very thin thread wrap around your form, almost as if you're walking through a cobweb. That feeling is ever present across your person.
That is awful.
Well,
Sorry, I'm not
this
home
is
right now.
uncomfortable,
I'm walking
but
in
I
the
look
spider
great.
You do, and actually it begins to cinch around your throat as well. It was a little bit large, and then as you finish the rest, it continues to fit to your form.
Okay.
All right, so
I still know nothing about it.
if you really want to know, I'll tell you later. But it's more fun if you find out.
Okay. How would I find out?
So it is added to your
Should I just
inventory,
practice?
Leotaurus.
What?
And if you refresh both of your inventories, you'll see the items.
Now we head to Macath. I want to get my hands on some of those, more of those scrolls.
If you'd like, you would know that the ledge at which you jump down is about 20 feet up, that you'd have to climb to continue through the open hole where there is a rope that would lead you back into the study. Outside of that, there are two diverging pathways that extend in opposing directions, a fork in the road, if you will.
I mean, what do you guys want to do?
Well, we gotta get back out here somehow. Is this the easiest way
I
to
thought we
get
were
back
going
out?
back to get that woman.
I mean, yeah. We got to get up that ledge. I don't have a problem with it.
You can try.
You all would notice at this point in time that Zargon has not returned.
We might want to go find him.
It's at this point, it's been long enough to where you would realize that that is odd.
Let's go do that.
Yeah. Let's
Yeah.
Find him.
He went that way, right?
He did. You sent him down that.
All
Leaf
right.
sent him down that
Let's
path
go.
there.
Let's go find him.
Okay. So, who all here has dark vision? It's going to be Leaf, Leotaurus, and Fleetfoot. You have dark vision because of the mask, right? Even still, as you continue down
And
this,
blind sight.
that is true.
I
So
forgot
you'll make
about
this. You'll make this check with advantage. As you continue down this passageway, I need everyone to make a perception check. Balasar, please make it with advantage.
12.
20.
20, thank you. Perception check.
23.
23, thank you.
26.
26. Balasar, Leaf, and Leo, as you lead with Fleetfoot following, you move down the tunnel and you notice a massive landscape of jutting broken spires and rock and ice. Looking down the tunnel, you notice a limp form with one of the spires seemingly moving through its form. Even at this distance, you all would notice that it is unnaturally still. As you continue to approach, you all see the lifeless form of Zargon. The green guard drake that has accompanied you and assisted you, both in his first life as the half-orc barbarian, and after his ritualistic change into the draconic form before you, he has seemingly been impaled, much to his surprise, by the sudden eruption of ice and rock on all sides. Zargon, the beast who has stood by your side, fought your enemies, saved your lives, and shared food and drink with you, now lays before you, lifeless.
Can we help him?
I can't.
I don't have it yet.
I surely can't.
I can try healing him.
Whoever would like to can give me a medicine check.
That's one of my better ones. Yeah, sure.
Do I use a luck point? That's
13.
14.
14. It's tough to tell. You, inspecting the body, notice that it is quite cold. At this point, approaching frozen. in form. It seems that this, just kind of inspecting the cave around you with your perception rolls, you would notice that this was a sudden shift in landscape, as if while sent to retreat down this tunnel, something was triggered, causing this to take place, a defense mechanism of the caverns, resulting in his untimely demise. At this point, he is
What does
cold.
Spare the Dying do?
It's been about, just looking at the body, you can tell.
You'd have to read it. I don't know.
So Spare the Dying would be you would touch a creature with 0 hit points, who is unconscious, and delay the process of bleeding out.
Can't be fixed though.
At this point, based on even your medicine checks, you would notice that he is very still and very cold, and there is a great deal of lifeblood surrounding his form.
I can try cure wounds, but I don't know if it'll work.
I mean, I owe it to him.
I'll try it.
I'll do a
We got a 7 level right here.
healing word at the same time.
Okay.
15.
3rd level if it matters.
Okay, sure. So go ahead and mark those spells off.
I did.
As the radiant energy leaves your form, what
13.
are the 13? You feel the warmth leave your fingertips on his cold body to no effect.
I'm gonna cast healing word again.
Okay.
Ten.
Once again, with a little bit more haste and gritting your teeth and unwilling to accept the change from your once constant companion, no change.
I'm gonna cast healing word at the 4th level.
Really?
Really?
Continuing to pour this radiant energy, you see
He's
and feel the
dead.
12 more.
you see and feel the light leave your fingertips. The scales for a moment change from a soft blue to green as they were in life before fading once more. No effect.
Those aren't going to work. How big is he again? Like,
At this point, Zargon is about 4 feet from claw to shoulder, and is about 5 feet in length, weighing at approximately 200 pounds.
Is there any way that we can do a proper burial for him? What would we want? A half-orc one?
I'd actually like to see if I can get him back to the Cloakwood, but I don't know how to get him out of here. Can I fit him in a bag of holding?
I'll carry him.
With your
Like, there's not much in the bag of holding. He would fit, but
He
can I
would-
get him in there?
he would fit. It would be without tearing. You could manage it. It would just take some time. You would also, and I say this without trying to be grotesque, but he is currently
Impaled?
impaled by a large spike of ice through the chest.
Someone help me lift him off this spike.
I'll help.
Okay. I need a strength check with advantage, Balasar.
$18.
18. Okay, so it takes you, with Fleetfoot's help, about 5 minutes to be able to remove his form, which is somewhat frozen at this point, to the spike.
Leotaurus is going to go and give his regards to...
Okay. You notice that as you remove his body from the spike, from around his neck, the same totem that Zargon wore in life as a half-orc has been torn from his neck and now lies on the ice below, representing his clan.
As we get him off, would mending, I know it wouldn't do anything, but to like make it,
You can certainly
look
try.
pretty.
yeah.
You see some slight knitting, but unfortunately the nature of the spell and the current state, prevents any true knitting of flesh and bone.
find the way to the surface.
Let's get out of here.
Would you like to go back the way you came?
I don't think I can carry him up the hole.
No, but we can wrap him in a.
I can dimension door him.
Well, I got the bag right here, and Dathana. I'm sure we'll hear about it because I'm going to talk about it a lot until she shows up to take him back to the Cloakwood.
You would remember, Leaf, at this point, just in terms of
I mean,
setting.
she doesn't know right now because
Yeah.
she can't scry me. But
Yeah. So just in general, got it. Okay.
Let's get him into the bag.
she's a nosy grandma. She'll figure it out eventually.
Okay. You all make your way back the way you came? Okay. It takes you some time to carry Zargon's frozen form, joints becoming stiff with cold,
Put him in the bag.
We did.
to
didn't we?
put him into the bag.
Oh, okay.
Is what I was driving at. It takes a little bit of time.
I thought we were carrying him the whole. I was like,
No.
put him in the bag.
Just in terms of getting his
Can't believe
form
it.
into the bag of holding and into the extra dimensional space, it does take a little bit of time. Able to widen.
I'll grab the totem too.
So you can add. I'll add it to your inventory.
I'm not gonna wear it, but
You're able to, after about 15 minutes, put Zargon's lifeless form inside of the bag of holding, and continue back the way you came into the cavern. As you continue through the cavern, you hear the echoes of what sounds like large footfalls just throughout, seemingly moving towards you, then walking away. Based on what you've known through Makath and through Marfalub, entities once under the sway of Arathator, now freed, moving throughout the space, seeking sense of purpose, making your way back to the large cavernous lair past the corpse of this great white dragon. To the 20-foot ledge, you are able to locate the easy locale in which to navigate the seemingly sheer cliff face. You are able to find a small ledge with which to climb without any true issue. Making your way up, all of you with the crampons that you have on your feet, able to move to the rope. I need athletics checks from everyone making their way up the rope, just in terms of speed, not necessarily in terms of success.
So I do that with a disadvantage.
Yes. Any ability checks with the point of exhaustion with disadvantage.
8, unless I can do a somersault on the way to the rope and make it athletics.
Huh?
22.
22, thank you.
Wow. Why am I proficient at that?
Why are you proficient in that, Leaf?
I really don't know. It's a 23. I'm really good at that.
Wow, okay. So you all make your way. Fleetfoot, it
you
takes
one
you a
or
little
the
bit of time. Leo, it takes you a little bit of time.
I got a 3.
The events of the day
Took
for
me a
you,
long time.
Leo, and for you, Fleetfoot, seem to be particularly affecting. The cold, the loss of a constant companion, weighing heavily, making your way up the rope, emerging once again into the scriptorium. At the top of the scriptorium, you look out the door and see Marfalub, who is standing at the edge, still beside Makath. Makath, who is diligently working to gather her scrolls and papers taken from the scriptorium, which you notice is become increasingly more empty since your last time there. You also would notice that Marfalub is handing Makath a number of stone tablets, which seem to have some certain carvings in a runic language. Any of you speak Primordial? Is in a runic language that you would be able to, yes, you would be able to comprehend at a distance. It is an ancient language, very jagged and runic in nature. Give me a brief perception check just to see how much you see, because she's very slow. And as you emerge...
15.
15? Okay. As you emerge, you would notice as Marfalub hands them off that there's some, being one of the last two to emerge and assisting Leo up, some brief writings about the comings and goings and activities of Arathator and the dragon species in general. As you emerge and kind of gather yourself, Makoth looks and says, I notice you made it up.
I need a revivify scroll. Have you been able to translate
I haven't
anymore?
found any scrolls like that in here. I'm sorry, did you all seem present, did you?
Did Revivify or Raise Dead at this point?
I mean, revivify just says back to life with 1 point. I didn't
So you
see
would
it.
know
How
at
long
this
have they
point
been
that it
dead,
takes
though?
that Revivify would have
I
to be
think
within a
Revivify
minute.
is a minute.
Within a minute.
It's only a minute?
Only a
Within
minute.
It didn't say that.
Resurrection.
yeah,
Yep.
that's-
Resurrection or true resurrection.
It wasn't a number one. It was
Yeah.
spelled out. I don't words so
yeah.
well.
She
Look,
looks
I'm
at you-
emotionally unstable.
I understand.
I haven't,
11 plus 11 half is 22 plus the half is yeah. Okay.
Carry the 3.
I haven't no, I haven't found anything outside of those that you saw earlier. It's been a long She kind of looks between you all, and then Marfala puts a hand on her shoulder and says, I'm sorry for your loss. Were you able to bring him here with you, or?
Yes.
Well, then I certainly hope you're able to find some peace at some point. But for now, I will assist you in leaving, and then I will be on my way. If you would like to take Makoth with you, I believe she would be more than happy to join. And Makoth looks to Marfil and says, I don't need you to speak for me. But that being said, I would like to join. If at all possible, at least going back towards Waterdeep.
Sounds good.
The Arcane Brotherhood's in your debt. With the amount of knowledge we've gained here from what was stolen, I'll make sure they aid you in avenging your loss. I know that's no consolation, but you know that you have a friend in the Brotherhood now. And always.
Let's go.
Yeah.
All right. Do y'all have any spare space? And with that, she brings this whole host of scrolls and stone tablets that I might house these in.
I'll start putting them in mine.
Okay. With yours, with
Oh,
your
no,
size, you'd actually be
surely
able to
we can
fit.
them in my bag of holding. They won't come out messy at all.
You're able to fit
It's just parchment.
all of them, but about enough for Makoth to carry.
Am I the only one that doesn't have a bag of holding?
Yes, now.
Currently, at this point,
Actually, mine's a minor bag.
It's a minor, so it's half.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Either way, I'm the only one that's just carrying around like that.
You just
good.
got pockets.
I got pockets.
Pockets.
How do
are
those
like
pockets feel, dude?
So 7 episodes ago.
Yeah,
These
bruh.
pockets are actually really small.
They
They're
are. I
for
mean,
all
you have a new
sorts.
cloak, but they don't have pockets in them like Fleetfoot's. So
Sorry.
you're able to pack up the
Cut out a
scrolls,
pocket and give it.
and make your way through.
Are
As
there any
you,
left?
there are some left that you can
I'll
carry.
try and scoop in what I can then.
Okay, you would be able to put in the majority of what's left. She doesn't have a ton
Did we-
remaining.
Where we climbed up the ledge, that's where we took money from? No, we took money on our way before the study. Yes? Where did
Yes.
we? Okay.
So there was, and it
Do we have
was.
to go back past that.
You can if you would like to.
That's, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't like that smile, but that's the way we came in. That's the way we know.
So as you
We can argue with.
exit, you
Sigur
see
Rós.
Marfalub has kind of the ice walls just fall as she places her hand on the wall and reduces what she had once created. You see that on the walls there are some scrapes and large tears. Then as she exits, she turns back to you and says, "You'll be happy to know that I took care of the other sort of encroaching kobolds of his kin. Once they recognized that the great White Death had perished, they threw themselves in a mad rage. And as you emerge into the hallway, you see a number of ice spikes jutting from the hallways, each with a slain kobold form on its side. Thankfully, there were not as many since you dispatched the remaining troop with my sister." And she turns. She also, as she walks away, Makoth looks at you, and Makoth says, "Well, luckily the trolls that were here held no loyalty towards Arathator. Seems that they've gone on their way, and those that might want to stay here, there are one or two, or I just assume they're making this their home, but thankfully y'all didn't run into them.
Not yet, anyway.
Well, they've all moved down towards his lair, so I imagine we're not going to be seeing them, which is a good thing for all of us."
player knowledge. Who's doing this NPC?
Who is the?
The one that's joining us.
So that is
Makoth?
Makoth the
Makoth.
Crimson, yes. And then the Marfalub will
Are
accompany
you
you out of the.
going to be doing him for player knowledge?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're me. She's not the most helpful, but she's here. She's got a fuck ton of
I
knowledge.
wanted to do it. I wanted to have an NPC.
Actually,
So-
sure he's good.
And no. So, welcome to the tape. No, as you continue making your way uneventfully, Marfalub leads you down the hallway, icy hallway, leading you to the large chamber with what is, as she approaches, Makoth says, "Well, this is his, it's his trophy room. So if there's anything else in here that y'all might want, I know it's quite a bit to carry, but if you'd like any of it, feel free. He's not going to be using it.
Coins. I mean, coins, gems.
Well, if you don't mind, I'm going to meet y'all outside. I've been in
What
here.
else can we see in this room?
You would see a number of chests containing a lot of pieces, a lot of
Can we just
coin. Based on what you've taken in your first lot, there are about 304 remaining gold pieces that you're able to count, and this would take you about 30 minutes of investigating and going through this, by the
Okay.
way. And about
304.
304 and about 470 silver pieces since you prioritize gold. There are also a variety of different sorts of jewels and jewelry, altogether worth about 225 gold pieces. Outside of that, you find 4 gems, one of which is a diamond,
Do you want to add the gems?
one of which is a fairly large diamond. 2 are emeralds, and then the fourth rather is a ruby. The ruby would be worth about 100 gold pieces. The emeralds, they're of lackluster quality, are worth about 25 gold pieces per, and the diamond is worth 350 gold
How many
pieces.
emeralds?
2, about 25 gold per. And the diamond worth 350 gold pieces.
Diamond, emerald, and sorry, what was the other one?
1 sapphire worth about 150 gold pieces, just based on your approximation and player knowledge, really. Everything else in the room seems to be a trophy of the corpses of the giants slain by Arathator and the pell-mell, hastily thrown together ship.
Oh, yeah.
As you all are gathering, you hear from the distance, Makoth. I'm going up to the surface just to get some fresh air. It's been a while, but I do want to let you know that this lair is probably one of his most sparse, being so far north. So I'm sorry if you don't find what you're looking for. And with that, she kind of turns and walks up and outside.
I mean, once we get all that.
Okay.
And that's assuming, like, emptying the chests and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Still not worth losing a friend for.
Emerging back into the Ice Hunter village, you all find Makoth sitting cross-legged on the ground, just kind of breathing, looking at the sky. And Marfalub, who is waiting on the exterior, as you all emerge, she says, "I have no quarry with either of you. You have done us a great service, both myself and my sister. But for now, I will be taking my leave. This land is my home, and this is where I will stay.
But you said
If
you're taking a leave.
anything that my sister had told me is true, then you are those who would be fortunate enough to stop it in coming to pass. And I hope for the sake of your friend, you are able to somehow get him back. But with that, I will be leaving you."
You should at least come back to Waterdeep for dinner.
And
I'm
she
gonna
looks at
push
you and
past.
her eyes glitter and she says, "You know, I've always wanted to visit a city." And with that, she kind of turns and walks into the
Wink.
raging snowstorm.
Wink.
Did he just try to?
Hit on
Hit
an ice.
on-
No, that wasn't an ice wraith. No,
Ice
it was an
maiden.
ice.
Ice
Ice maiden.
maiden.
Excuse me. He just tried to hit on an ice maiden.
So
Because
you
that's
all
what we're about right
have
now.
emerged back into it's a snowstorm still, significantly lessened. The haze and fog still lingers over the Ice Hunter
I kill him.
village.
He just sprouts wings and comes back, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
think he only gets like 2 a day or something.
Oh, so I just have to kill him like 3 times?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Cool.
Good luck.
Back into the haze. All of you affected by these temperatures, exhausted and deeply affected by the events and the loss. What would you all like to do?
Go back to our ship.
Yeah.
Okay. It's
All the meantime, while on the way back to the ship, I'm going to be playing with my cape.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to figure out.
What it does.
What
What-
are you? What?
uh,
Nobody
gonna
look
be-
back at Leo.
Just
I'm going to be
Right.
like,
Let him
doing things
discover.
like this. Like,
he trying to
does it
fly?
work like this?
He's exploring.
He doesn't have wings.
He's making his
Is
own
it
kind of fun.
Like Batman. Do I have to go
Found
like
it.
this?
Make an Arcana check for me on the way back.
Okay.
and I'm gonna look.
That'll
at
be
Leaf
with
and Valley.
disadvantage because of your exhaustion.
You're
Right.
welcome.
So something I'm not good at rolling at, you're gonna make me do at disadvantage.
It's
I
the-
see how it. I see how it. No,
It's
no,
not
no.
me,
it's
it's
fine.
You
Figs.
look ridiculous right now.
Oh
God.
Damn.
Is it nat 1?
no.
I
Oh,
got
you got a nat 20. Oh, man.
So 15.
15. You do notice that even in your bleary, exhausted state, where you have your vision swims at times, you're not sure if it's because you're so tired or because of the effects of the cloak around you. As you begin to move it in front of your face, Darkwing Duck style, you'd feel
Say, let's get dangerous.
you almost
get dangerous.
see you almost see the webs of
It's really
spiders
happening.
emanate off and
Again,
wisp
you're
away into
welcome.
the distance and wind around you. They seem
If
to
I
be
told him,
following the cape,
he
but
wouldn't be
whether
doing
it's
this
your,
right
your
now.
exhausted eyes or the true effects of the cloak, you're not sure.
Okay.
Is he having a stroke? Trying to fly? What exactly is he doing?
Proceeding back.
Yeah. After
Just gonna.
Are you really saying this? Can
Yeah.
I hear you? I'm trying to figure out this cape. Nobody told me any information. I'm trying the best that I can. I'm not an Arcana person.
It looks like you're wearing it just fine.
It's a nice fit.
But how does it work?
Did you
what does
attune
it
it?
do?
You,
I did
Protects your
attune it.
back
That's why it looks so good.
from the rain.
You'll figure it out.
That's what capes do.
it keeps you
But
warm.
it's got to do something more. All these spider feeling things are just too much.
It has a hood. You can put it up.
Oh, I didn't try that yet. Put the hood up.
you
Wait,
see a
Where did
slight-
Leo go, you guys? I don't see him anywhere.
Make a deception check.
Gladly.
And you have a point of exhaustion, so that's going to be with disadvantage, my friend.
I don't.
What?
Oh, you
Where
don't?
is he?
I
Oh,
rolled
you're right. You
the-
don't. 18 and a 20. Yours would be a deception check with disadvantage, rolling separately. So deception check from you, Fleetfoot.
18.
18, okay.
Mind you, that's a plus 13 to deception.
Got it. What's yours, Balasar?
That was really sad because I rolled a 19 first.
Yeah, and
But
You're gonna blow my cover.
deception. Oh no way. 4.
so as you put the cloak over, Fleetfoot exclaims, "Where did Leo?" And for a moment, your tired brain begins to realize, "Oh, maybe I'm invisible." And then Balasar continues to add into the fray, and you realize they're full of shit.
At this
fucking
point, can I turn
bullshit.
around like, what are you talking about? He's right. Oh, where'd he go?
That'd be a deception check.
Okay.
Another deception check? Really, guys?
Yeah, I'm good at that.
But you're going to get an insight check with advantage on this one because of the.
Because of everything that happened, even with my point of exhaustion.
So you know what? You're right. It is a straight
a
insight
straight
roll.
one.
Straight insight roll.
So I rolled a natural 18. I have a 5 in deception.
So 23.
Yeah.
It's not bad. Not enough, but not bad.
What was it?
This is how we cope with a loss.
Is this
Yes.
an insight check?
That is exactly.
Insight check.
So that's a 20.
So
I believe you.
it's odd. You kind of feel like you're blurring in and out of existence at times with the hood up.
Now I'm just like sprinting around, even though I'm
Oh,
exhausted.
I think I just saw him.
I'm gonna pull my
I'm
wand
gonna
out.
go and
Leo, if you're here, meet us at the ship.
No, guys, something must have taken him.
I'm gonna go up to Balasar
Oh, you
and
think something
whisper.
took him?
Where'd he go?
What?
Balasar
Balasar?
jumps as. I mean, I would like a performance check on that jump. Actually, it would be with advantage, but because you're exhausted, straight roll
This is exactly how
What?
we cope
Wait,
with a
what?
loss.
for you,
At
Balasar.
advantage?
No, straight roll. It would be with advantage, but you're
Straight
just-
roll.
Straight roll.
Nat 20.
Nat 20. Balasar is convincing.
Fucking
At this
straight.
point, you feel that you are truly blurring in and out of existence.
Okay, so now I'm just being a fool and doing everything I've wanted to do since I've been invisible.
You all are seeing Leo sprint about with his crampons on.
I am
tugging
trying to
at
hold
your-
in the laughter.
You may never hear me say this again. Thank you.
So I sprint over to Leaf and whisper in his ear because he doesn't see me. You're a wonderful person.
Do you hear voices?
I don't.
So I swear I just heard
Laughter of-
somebody tell me I'm a wonderful person.
Are you feeling? Did you take a blow to the head?
It's the tea.
Did you put those mushrooms in the tea?
At which point Makoth
Yes,
is
you asked
behind
me
you.
to
and
put mushrooms in the tea. Of
you,
course I put the mushrooms
you hear
in the tea.
Makoth behind you just go, oh, good Lord.
I'm gonna turn back at Makoth and just give her the old "better fucking play along."
She just
Nice,
kinda,
man.
hold
She
on one
has
second.
true sight.
She's got to roll. She looks at you for a minute, confused, and you watch her face
She's
kind of
very book
contort
smart.
in thought, and she just, he's not here.
Can I make an insight check on that?
If you'd like to. He's not here in the slightest.
Is Leo here? Like, can we go and he'll follow us?
She rolled
or
a
is he
nat
gone
20
and
on
we
her
have to look
deception
for him?
check, so it's going to be tough, my friend.
Oh God!
I-
Since
I
it was
guess-
with disadvantage, it's only.
Because Leo would
12.
want us to look for him if he's in
Wait,
trouble.
No, not 12. 15.
Makoth,
I have an idea.
you're invisible. She has no idea where you are.
I have an idea. Leo, if you're still here, if you want to come back, take the hood off. That's the trick.
Take the hood off.
Leo, we're gonna keep.
I do not take the hood off.
Got it.
Guys, maybe it's broken.
Because if he's really gone, we have to search for him. We
Does it
can't
put
just
him in
leave
a different
there.
dimension?
Ooh, can you message him? Would that work?
Let me try.
You have to know at
You'd
least
have to
which
point
direction he's
towards the
standing.
direction that you think he is, my friend.
I'm going to point this direction away from him.
Okay.
Both hands up.
All right. You see Balasar in a very familiar form point as if to cast. You've heard them talking about casting the message spell. Misses you entirely.
Leo.
Balasar, the spell never coalesces.
So I'm
It's
gonna.
not working.
So we're gonna have a whole side quest looking for Leo, who's gonna follow behind us.
I mean,
not really
we
invisible.
just
Why we
think-
look at him?
Never mind.
What?
I don't know that.
Well, just out of curiosity, y'all know which direction's the ship?
It's that way.
Did he go to the ship? He
He
would
might have-
go to the ship.
He went to the ship.
He went to the ship. We should go. Leo.
He
if you
went
can
to the
hear us-
ship.
If you can hear us, we're headed to the ship, even though you're probably already there.
Yes. Then Leo's his name. Leo, we're going to the ship.
Let's go.
It's that
Did you hear
way.
that?
The giggling of small.
I'm gonna go over to my Tabaxi friend, and I'm gonna say, "Do not fear. I am nearby you."
Guys, I don't think we should fear. I feel like he's nearby us. Let's go to the ship.
At
I
this
just
point,
picture you tiptoeing around like
Do not fear.
and
And then
it's like in full
whoop in
anime
the cape.
pose and everything.
that
with
is
the cape.
exactly what it's.
whoop in the cave.
Leah-
Go run, run,
Leah
run.
Taurus, hood up.
Do not fear.
Leah Taurus, hood
I'm
up,
with you.
tiptoeing through the ice and the snow, bags beneath his eyes, jumping between each of you.
Let's go to the ship.
It takes you all, with this, about an hour and a half to make your way back to the ship. You see that repairs are still going strong on the
And
SS
that's when
large
I
barge.
reveal, I've been here the whole time.
What?
No!
Was that you whispering?
Deception checks all around.
You get a deception check.
Can I just voluntarily fail it? Because
You can if you want to.
No.
17.
17.
Oh, what do you
Leo,
think?
give me an insight check.
12.
It's with disadvantage because of your exhaustion. Sorry, my man. Exhaustion's a bitch.
Ooh.
Oh my god, it would have been so good. So that's a 10.
10.
So failed.
So, according to Balasar and Fleetfoot, you were really invisible, but Leaf,
Please don't do that. Like,
not in the slightest. Makoth did not participate
he
in this,
must have
by the
gotten
way.
like true sight or something. That's the only like
Ruby told me you were there.
Deception
now
check.
deception check.
Deception check.
Yeah, that is a deception check.
I'm gonna call it for
You
you.
can make an insight check if you'd like to, but it's with
Not a
disadvantage to see if he's
natural
telling the
20.
truth. Not a natural 20. So
Not
insight
a
check would be
natural 20.
because you are asking if what he's saying is true.
Oh.
Is that a 19?
No. For insight, it's +5, so it's
Oh, nice.
He's
19,
telepathic,
22,
you know.
23.
That's actually one.
23.
23. You would know that he is not telling the truth. Lying through his teeth.
Now, this just might be me. But I feel like you all played me for fools.
You look so good dancing
You
around.
were
and
really
giggling
cute
and
when you were
laughing.
I'm gonna tell you what the cloak does. Okay.
I kind of want you to do it again.
I wish it was
Y'all made me look like an idiot for an hour and a half.
out in the
prancing
wilderness.
around
was
in the
just us.
It was
wilderness.
us and McCath, but
If
she
you would
doesn't
started
care.
taking off
And
your
McCath,
clothes,
I don't
would've
even
told you.
know you yet.
Well, I just thought that was pretty normal. I don't know how
I-
y'all operate.
Leo.
I
I
would have
asked her-
told you if
know.
you started getting naked or something. I would have called it.
I
then,
asked her
don't
to play
worry.
we had a rough time, and that really lightened the mood. I will tell you what the cloak
Aren't you
does.
happier?
I like to stay fully clothed. I'm an asexual.
I know. That's why I was saying. If you
Well,
would
I'm
have
not
gone
sure
there,
if
I'd have
those
been
two
all.
are correlated.
"Hey,
I don't like seeing the naked body.
We see you. We
in
see you. You're
any-
here.
Yeah, no thanks.
No,
I-
I'm very thankful that you all rescued me, but I'm just realizing how eccentric you are. It's a nice change.
Thank you. We think so.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna tell Leo what the cloak actually does. Invisibility is part of it.
So you now have the cloak in your
Cool.
inventory, and you
But
can.
are you being serious?
Yeah, I'm being serious.
You have the cloak in your inventory, and you can take a look at it now if you'd
It
like.
really
to.
does turn you invisible.
He was just using it wrong.
So now, how's he ever gonna know if he's actually invisible?
Exactly.
Like, why would you have done that?
McCath leans back. She goes, "I think that's what y'all might call a long play."
It's the long con, but yeah.
Oh, the long. You're right. Long con.
Are you leaving Zargon in the bag of holding? You can use my bed. He deserves at least that.
Use your bed.
To lay him down in?
So he's not crammed in the bag of holding. He
Well, it's
deserves
like a
at least
room
that.
I walk into when I I didn't go in with him to get him all nice and situated. There's not exactly an atmosphere in there. It's just
You would know from just kind of the base knowledge. It is just extra dimensional space where they take up a certain amount and can be called to.
I don't have shelves and things.
No, I
It's
thought
just-
he at least deserved a comfy end.
okay, he's dead. He's
Love
not in
the
that body.
name. Cloak of the
What kind of
Assassin's
burial do
Creed.
you think he'd want?
He's very comfy. I think he'd like to go, like his body to be in the cloakwood with the rest of the familiars and stuff from the hunters in my family.
As you approach you see
He is, or was, forest and orc. And I don't think shipping a body back to the orcs is going to make much of a difference. I'm not sure, but I don't know orc burial traditions. I don't think they involve much other than leaving them there to die.
Okay.
Do I know about orc burial rituals?
you can give me a history check.
Oh my god. This cloak is amazing for me.
Thank
I
you for
know
thank you for
everything about
prancing around.
nothing about orc burials because that's a nat one.
Is it that one?
Yeah.
You would
What's an orc?
in your exhausted state that the knowledge is at the tip of your tongue. You can swear you've read a book about it at some point, but it escapes you, and just just the sheer tired feeling as it overtakes you.
Are we back at the ship?
What's
you
all?
are as you approach.
Let's all get
Captain
some rest.
LaRusta is going to come on to you.
the good
Take
old
out and
large
make us a
barge.
whole barrel of ale and start drinking.
All right, you can do so.
Anyone
Anybody
wants
who's
I will.
this?
Yes.
Anybody who's taking a drink, I'd like for you to roll me a d6 for me to let me know how many of them you're having.
4,
Thank you. I need a con save.
which is way more than I've.
What
ever
is this
drink.
for?
Con save. How many drinks you're taking? If you're partaking in drinks that Balasar is making.
Oh,
I fail.
20, not natural.
20 natural. Thank you.
4.
4.
Does
You
10
fail
make
as
it?
well. No.
I didn't think so.
So you arrive back at the ship, and as you begin these drinks just in mourning, Captain LaRusta comes up to you and says, So I see you made it out with your charge there. Good to see you, McCath. I'm assuming, McCath. Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna go get comfortable on the ship. So McCath kind of leaves and gets comfortable. We made enough repairs to get her seaworthy. We're gonna travel pretty slow for the first day while we keep doing repairs on the interior.
Slow and steady wins the race.
Of repairs make it better.
We'd be able to move a little bit faster.
Let's do.
We can chill here for half a day.
I need.
In the perfect
To
world,
sleep.
giving us another day would give us enough time to repair, and we'd be able to sail at full speed, and I'd be able to get your ship back in better shape. So when you get back to Waterdeep, we can get some real repairs done on it.
We're not
That
taking
sounds
any
better.
chances.
Let's do that. I'd rather not chance it at sea.
Well, y'all take some time to rest, and he kind of looks between you all, and he's, what happened to the guard drake?
Why do you think we're drinking?
Died.
Oh shit. Well, I'm mighty sorry about that. He seemed like a pretty nice companion. Well, I never learned his name.
Zargon.
Well,
He was an orc.
I'm not quite sure I know what that means, but
Please tell
seem-
me he doesn't really think that's what orcs look like.
if you don't
I
mind, I
honestly don't
suppose
know
we can
anymore.
put together a little celebration
I'm
for him.
wasted.
We can put together a celebration for him once we're on the sea and back towards Waterdeep, and if that's all right with y'all, we can make that happen as well. But in the meantime, rest up, go about your business, and we'll get this ship repaired in the next day, and we'll get back on the sea.
Player knowledge.
We have
outside of-
business here.
I'm still
We're
obsessed
done
with
here.
my cloak.
The ruby.
Yeah.
I didn't notice the same energy from it because it's in my inventory. I didn't identify it.
You have not
I
identified
detected
it.
magic,
Yes,
but do they have like the pulsing in the well?
it
is
is.
it different from that, or would I have noticed
It
that?
is very similar.
So I would have noticed the okay.
Yes, it is very similar.
So
to
I
that
wouldn't think it was
energy.
just a regular ruby.
You would not.
Okay.
That is correct.
As we drink, I'm gonna just play the lute.
Fleetfoot.
What?
I'm gonna pull out a potion from my bag and say, "I need you to tell me what this does. Not right now, but like soon." I'm gonna hand him a potion.
I still need a rest.
Is that the potion of gaseous form?
I have no idea what it is because in my inventory it just says green and silver.
Potion of gaseous form is what that is. So without any
I'm gonna- with
It
semantic
gives you gas. That's what it does.
components, it allows you to turn into a mist.
So while I
That is
have-
what you would know.
and now knowing that about the root, I can do it right now.
You all right there?
No.
You okay?
To those with the failed con saves, they are very drunk. Fleetfoot, you're starting to feel it.
I'm gonna you hold it, and I'm gonna identify it.
This is why you don't drink when you're around alcoholics.
I'm going to play with
This
my new
right here.
cloak.
Okay.
And be like,
And
there was
I'm
go.
super drunk.
something.
Just go.
Your dagger's
Just
out.
go.
You're just kind of flinging it around.
Can I also identify? Be like, oh, yeah, and like identify the
The
ruby as well,
Absolutely. So you would be able to understand the true
Bec-
effects of that ruby.
knowing that it had the same pulse.
Did
Yes.
you really just turn identify into a drinking game?
So you would know
You got anything you want me to identify?
that this ruby, it's now in your inventory, so I'm just going to go there and read it out loud, so that way it's kind of cool. Player knowledge for everybody else, but character knowledge for you, Fleetfoot. This ruby is called the Ruby of Storms. When placed into the corresponding setting of the Dark Dancer, the wielder is granted the following abilities. The Chord of Storms, where you can use an action to play a special chord. As you do, the Dark Dancer shifts form and hardens as it becomes encased in a mahogany-stained metal. While in this form, the Dark Dancer has the properties of a +1 longsword when used as a weapon. You may add your proficiency bonus to attack used with the Dark Dancer as long as you have proficiency with the longsword weapon type. It also has an ability called the Rhythm of Storms, which is if you grant someone a bardic inspiration on the same turn, you make a successful attack with the Dark Dancer, that die receives
was
a
meant for
+1
you.
bonus.
Just like that cloak was meant for me.
That's cool. Did I tell you I found a magic carpet?
Like we can fly? I mean, I can fly, but you can fly?
But now I can fly.
We should fly together.
You want to fly together?
I can't right now. But
Oh.
I
think
can
we
show
should-
you
I
the
can show
world.
you the world.
I don't think this is a good idea right now.
What?
You shouldn't drink and fly, guys.
It's a magic carpet.
Can it fly itself? Does it have autopilot?
It needs a word, and I don't know what the word is. Get it out.
The word is word.
Get it out. Get out. Wait, I have it. I have the carpet.
Not
I'm not-
is it?
You can make an Arcana check
Yep.
I'm gonna start saying
with
word.
disadvantage because at this point the drink has taken full effect. That
Arc-
con save was just delaying the inevitable, my man.
Ooh.
That is amazing.
I rolled a 1 and a 2.
Ooh, that's great rolls. The
Which
carpet,
would-
the
yeah.
carpet at this point is blurry in your vision. At this point,
It's flying. Flow flighting.
You're flying.
You're flying.
We're flying.
is there anything else you all would like to do on this the evening before you have your day of activity?
We'll figure it out.
I'm gonna go sleep. I'm drunk.
Yeah, I'm going.
I'm
to bed.
drunk.
Okay,
I would just like my long rest and not to be drunk on it so that I can actually get the benefits of it.
you got it. So, for those of you who are intoxicated, I need a Constitution saving throw. None of you have disadvantage on it. You just need to beat an 8, please.
15.
Cool.
I got an 8.
25.
Okay, so all of you receive the benefits of a long rest.
Okay.
You made the save. As you fade into sleep, you all, harried by the events of the day, feeling somewhat defeated at the loss of a close friend and companion, are able to eventually fade into your rest. I'm going to need everyone but Fleetfoot to step out of the room for a moment.
Ooh.
It's time for a dream.
You in trouble?
Dream sequence. I believe. I hope I dream about Agrabah.
This is gonna take like
It will not be
7 to 10 minutes, so I can go all the way downstairs.
it will not be that long.
Sorry.
Sorry.
I'll ask a lot of questions. Go for it.
Okay.
But we'll take a break here shortly, so don't worry.
First of all, I am way more fucked up about Zargon than I thought I would be.
Yeah, man. It's tough. I'm sorry.
That's
That
why
was-
I was throwing. Like, I knew it wasn't doing anything.
It's just the way that it happens, man.
Anyway.
I'll tell you more later. You could have saved them. Okay. As you fade and the dogs start barking, as you fade into sleep, you begin to hear the ticking and whirring of gears as they rotate throughout your mind. And holy cow, Ella's loud tonight. My gosh. As the whirring takes you, you find yourself once again in a darkened expanse. Metal grinds together, and while your vision is dark, these sounds overwhelm you. You hear a gate open and close all of a sudden, and a gruff voice, deep, guttural, growling, and draconic, saying, "It's time for you to stand up." You look and you find yourself in the same chambers as you were before, the world whirring around you momentarily. You see in front of you the familiar form of the dragonborn woman, fair, green scales, lying on the floor, clothing much more tattered and torn now. You find there is something odd about her. Give me a perception check.
I'd like to use a luck point.
You absolutely can.
Much better. 22.
22. You see that affixed to the side of her head there is a strange brass instrument that seems to be attached next to the ear, and there is a whirring and clicking, just, and you hear a voice sultry, conniving in the distance. So, now that you're here, let's see if this works on you as it does the others. Tell me now, where are they going and what are they doing there? And you hear the woman say, No, I will not, no. Resistance is useless, my dear. I would hate it if we slayed you before your son was able to see you. And with that, the vision fades, and you find yourself waking once again in a cold sweat in your room aboard the SS Large Barge. And we will get everybody else back in here.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome back. Did they both go downstairs?
They did? Okay. I mean, I heard my dog losing their mind, but we're going to continue, and I'll just say that they're going to be in their quarters for a while.
I still maintain the benefits.
You still have the benefits of a long rest.
Player knowledge.
Yes.
I know that I can teleport to where it's happening.
Yes.
Do I know? Can I do that at any point? Do I know how to activate that?
At this, you would know that you can teleport in the towards the direction, but since that they have not given you a location, and you don't know the location offhand at this moment.
So it's not like I see it and I have to know where it's at.
You would have to hear where it is, or have previously seen it and be aware and have some knowledge of the location.
Okay, so I
If
don't
you
have
would
that
like
yet.
to, you can give me a perception check on the voice that you heard, because it is one that you have heard before.
16.
It is the voice of Carillius Than.
And okay.
Why do I know that name?
It's your dad, isn't it?
No.
No.
Hold on. I have
I mean,
Carillius
it's way
Than.
more stupid than that.
It's the head of the group of knights, yeah? I just have Carillius Than.
so
Bally's
you-
dad is Barash.
So while everybody's out, and before we take a short break so I can run to the restroom, you would know that Carillius Than is a new member of the Lord's Alliance and one who is generally disliked.
So
Based
would
on your interaction within the Lord's chambers.
Do I know Carillius? He's from Waterdeep, yeah?
You would know where he's from, yes. So with that, I'm going to take a short break, and then we'll all be back in a moment. So, you all emerge from your sleep. Some of
We can
yours
sail back
dreamless, some of yours much
Okay.
less so. You all
Okay with that.
wake. What would you like to do with
I'm
your
gonna-
last day spent
I'm going to
here
seek out
prior
Balasar.
to- Okay.
Wait, your stuff's in my... We're in the same room, aren't we?
Which one?
Ring.
Yeah, go ahead and attune to that.
Perfect. I'll do that.
Yeah, I already have it attuned in your inventory.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Since
was-
I'm still probably suffering from 1 point of exhaustion,
You are.
I'm going to be resting.
All right, so you'll take another long. You're just going to sleep 16 hours all the way through.
I'm going to just
probably should.
sleep
You
it
should.
off
All right.
so I can be
So we'll say you're resting until the next day when you take off.
okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to figure out if I can figure out how to plot a course to the Cloakwood on this ship instead, and then convince the navigator to take us there.
Okay. I would say that Leaf, as you awake, just kind of
I have a magic carpet.
mid
That'll work too.
mid conversation in the day, you feel a slight buzzing in the back of your mind, and a voice enters your in your mind, which is,
Well played.
so I've noticed that that he's not with you any longer, is he?
Well, no, he's on my hip right now.
Well, I know that, Leaf. Don't be coy. So, what would you like me to do?
I would like to take him to the Cloakwood and bury him with the rest of the
Well,
animal partners.
I can see if I can slip away, but you also have your own particular friend who might be able to navigate it a much easier way than I would.
I mean, you think I can call him to be a
Hearse?
Uber hearse?
Well, if he means that much to you, and I'm sure he does, then I believe he means that much to him as well. I don't know much about it. All I know is watching my brother interact with his. Yes, I did actually get to meet him, by the way. There is a connection there, whether you like it or not.
I mean, I'll try. I just think that's kind of demeaning. I know you're busy with your celestial things and all, but could you pop down here to give me a...
It is worth
Ride
a
on a
try.
funeral?
If it does not work, I will contact you later today, and I will get him myself.
Okay. Thanks,
Who is
Nana.
this?
You're very welcome, Leaf. And Leaf,
Yo,
I'm very
Oh.
sorry.
I know you are. Thank you.
She fades from your mind as you were in mid conversation with Captain LaRusta, and this began to happen. So I'd like to imagine that Captain was, well, we can definitely, you're, and you come to with Captain LaRusta staring at you in a funny way, looking a little bit tired. He believes he's gone insane at this point, but the lack of sleep he's had, he's just, you kinda,
What?
I need sleep. I will talk to the mates about navigating further south, but only after we stop for repairs. I don't know if we're going to be able to make it that far on the...
And we're stopping in Waterdeep for repairs?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if that's all right with you just as
That'll
your
work.
crew for another
That'll-
30 days.
That'll work.
All
we'll stop in Waterdeep.
Not 30 days. My God, I haven't need sleep. It's about 23 days left now.
What's
no,
that?
you said 30.
I'll
you
continue
really
to
think I
work
can
for
do
you,
that?
albeit your employee. You're all quite nice, but their payment stops in 23 days, and I can't vouch for the rest of the crew, but
And
I'm
I'm
going to
go off on a tangent again right at that point. Well, I don't think I could do that, Tim. He's being really honest.
And he just stares at you, and you see him look from me. I'm going to excuse myself. And he kind of turns, and the bags under his eyes are massive. This man has barely slept in the time that you all
No,
have
he
been out.
doesn't deserve it. He's a good guy. Shut up. I'm fine.
Yeah. And you just see him kind of wander off, muttering to himself, I need sleep. Oh, my God. And he kind of wanders off to his captain's quarters. In the meantime, Fleetfoot, you wanted to find Balasar.
Yeah, because we
If
share the same
they
room, or are you
all-
out on the deck?
Pass me during that. I'm just gonna say, Captain's
I
terrified
was
of me.
thinking I was on deck at this point, so...
All right, so I'll try to find Valley.
Okay, so you are in two separate rooms. If you would both like to emerge into the deck in the midday, you absolutely can. And have the
Balasar,
discussion.
a word.
What's up?
So this cloak, I see things that are happening and that will happen, and I can go prevent them.
What
Follow-up question.
do you see the the future?
Yes?
How?
The cloak? That's the best I got. The night I found it and put it on, I saw Tiamat emerge. She real big.
When?
I don't know time, I don't know area, but I did last night recognize
Last night, while you were
it
sleeping?
every night, yeah. But I saw Corellius Thon with a green dragonborn prisoner, asking where they were going and what they were doing, and I'm pretty sure that's us.
A green dragonborn?
What? We're individual number one. What?
A
Ye-
green dragonborn?
Green dragonborn.
I might have to retro here. It is green, right? I'm checking my notes.
Unrelated. Tell me about your mom.
Yeah, it's green.
Sultry voice.
A female?
A female. Corellius Thon had her as a prisoner.
Where?
By the way, Alan, I like the change in music or BGM, whatever we're calling
Yeah,
it.
thank you. Skyrenscape, everybody. Sirenscape, rather.
Skyrimscape.
Let me know if it gets
That's
too
a,
loud.
it was a cell, and she had some sort of mechanical device on the side of her head. And
No.
it was Thon.
Cornelius Thon? Why do I know that name?
It was one of the new lords. I was at the council meeting.
Yes, you all were at the council meeting.
Okay.
You would remember that Corellius Thon is considered one of the newer members of the Lords Alliance, and he's he's one of the new cloaked lords of Waterdeep. New emerged onto the scene, rose very quickly. That's what you all would know.
He wasn't
Always
one of the ones that came
suspicious.
to our second meeting, was he?
No, you all no, he did not come to the second meeting.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Kind of a dick. Anyway, I don't know what it means, and I don't know where it is, and I can't get
Well, if it's
there.
Cornelius Thon, we have to go back to Waterdeep. And if
It was some sort of cell, and I've been there twice now.
could you tell how old she was?
I just
So I'd say just retroactively, give me a quick perception check, and I'll kind of help you fill in the blanks there.
I got to reroll. 17.
17. It's dark. It was tough to make out. But knowing what you know about Balasar and kind of having an idea of his age, you would know that she is. It's tough to tell age on a Dragonborn, but based on her voice specifically, you heard it was one who had seen a fair few years. Not old by any means, but older than one who had a lot of experience in her life. It's tough to do an approximate age given the darkness of the scene and the limited view that you had. The fact that you rolled a 17 was that you're able to gather that much from the sound of her voice, really.
I know it's a long shot, but I recognize Thon, and you're the closest Dragonborn I know.
I think it's my mother.
What?
Yo, mama. What? Sorry.
I'm sleeping.
Do you know where they would keep her?
No. All I know is she's alive and that my father's been hiding her since I was I don't know.
Well, Thon knows something and has her prisoner, and if I have another dream, I will let you know because I can get us close, but I have to know a location. But there's hope, but we might have to act fast.
So point of order for the cloak, you would be able to, on a will, teleport to that location, but when you do that without knowing the specifics, it's up to me where you land.
So I could take us to...
Take us too close to it, you have no idea where it would be.
So...
You would know that after attuning to the cloak and the agreement that you've made with it.
Okay.
Do we have to do that now?
I can do it at will, and I can take up to six of us.
Only 24 hours after you have the vision.
I thought it was up to 24.
So within the next 24 hours...
Oh, I think you said after 24
No, within the next 24 hours. After that, you lose the opportunity.
I just remembered that I only have up to 24 hours. I'm willing to go. I'm willing to try it. But we have to decide...
We would have to trust the captain to bring the ship back.
I mean, they're under our employ. I don't think that's an issue. And
I think I made a pretty good connection with him. Well, you don't know this.
I mean, I was there with you. We talked. You got to know about his mom.
But we can go. I don't know if we can talk everybody else into it, but if it really is your mom, the opportunity's there. And if it's not, then we have to fight our way out.
Well, if you're willing to go, well, let's go, but let's ask the others.
All right. Hey, everybody.
Hey, guys.
So Leotaurus is very much asleep. You can attempt to wake him if you wish. At this point, you'd be about halfway into your second long rest.
He's
Would
sleeping.
my points of exhaustion be done by now?
He's
Takes the
sleeping.
full
How
rest.
much longer do we have?
If it's 12, probably 8 hours.
So at this point, you're approaching noon with the hard work of the sailors around you, making the final repairs and preparations to the ship before casting off at what would be about the nightfall time. You would know that you've got about 4 hours ish.
Once
time.
Leo finishes.
Yeah, when Leo would wake.
Okay.
Well, let's go talk to Leaf.
Okay.
All right. So you approach, make your way after spending some time investigating, and find Leaf.
Any luck with the Cloakwood transportation?
In that time that you're having this conversation, what would you like to be doing, Leaf?
Meditating and trying to contact
Okay.
Charonbane to be a celestial Uber hearse.
So as you sit, where are you meditating? Just out of curiosity.
What?
Where are you meditating?
Bow of the ship.
Okay. So sitting at the bow of the ship,
I'm king of the world.
King of the world.
Yeah.
You take a moment to focus, finding the small mote of energy in your chest that connects you to the celestial being known as Charonbane the Duskbringer. After meditating for a moment, the sound of the waves and the work and repairs of hard labor fade from your ears, and you hear a small and you hear a deep voice into your mind, and it's, "Why, hello, Leaf. You've been outside of my vision for some time.
Oh, you couldn't see there either?
It seems that your latest foe had taken great lengths to prevent contact."
What's happening?
He opened his drink and it spilled over.
And it's
Oh,
spilled over.
that
Oh, yeah, we got paper towels for that.
looked odd.
I told
I
him to
also
chug.
know, based on our connection, that you have lost one. What would you have me do?
Well, I would just like to try to get him back to home and buried in the yard with the rest of the animal companions that my family has lost.
I can take him to the Cloakwood if you would like, Leaf.
I would appreciate it. I just feel like that's... I appreciate it.
He kind of senses the hesitation and the implication. When I forged this pact with you, it was understanding that we will share some amount of emotion. What is important to you is important to me. I will do this. And I will do this happily.
Thank you.
Where are you, Balasar and Fleetfoot, at this point in time in your conversation? Where did you have this talk?
Our room.
I thought it was the hallway.
Are you
thought we
sharing a
came
room or
out
not?
of-
I'm so confused. Are you a couple
I
or
thought
not?
we were sharing a room.
So you were,
In my
there are
no-
4 rooms.
In
so
our notes, I said I took over his.
oh, you took over his
He
room?
put his
Oh.
stuff down.
So
in
you have
my-
an empty room? Okay, whatever.
I thought there was only 3 rooms.
No, there are 4.
There's just 3 of us.
Too big, too small.
Well, either way, I
You're both
took
sharing a
over-
big room.
I took over Fleetfoot's room.
So in our room.
Okay, so where you are situated, there is actually a window out onto the deck. So,
Fleetfoot, just so you know, that's what it's like to have a cat, actually.
so in the middle of your conversation, as you're having
learning.
this, you would hear the deck creak for a moment. Then somebody sounds on the deck of the ship, as before you, Leaf, stands Charonbane, the Duskbringer, the great golden stag,
Do we see
emanating a
Charonbane?
celestial. Yes, you do.
Oh, okay.
He stands before you and leans
Yeah.
down and presses his muzzle to your forehead and says, "Bring him out, Leaf."
Right? This might take a minute.
So you take a moment, and with his assistance, are able to bring Zargon out onto the.
This is while we're talking.
This would be just as soon as you've wrapped up.
I'm gonna
On
haul
deck.
out to the deck,
Okay, so you emerge onto the deck and see the giant
like battle ready.
celestial stag standing, looking at the corpse of Zargon now lying on the deck of the ship, with Leaf having just laid him there.
What?
Knees.
You're on your knees
Mhm.
as you.
It's a god figure.
And so, by the way, Balasar, if you want to get that figure out, just so we have an idea in size difference, because I don't think you were here actually, Fleetfoot, when that happened the first time. So that is relative to your size. Currently on the ship.
Don't worry, he fits.
With that, Charonbane looks over his shoulder, and both of you hear from deep inside your chest a resonant chuckle. And this is just.
I'm gonna pull on Fleetfoot.
What do you?
Put away your weapons, Fleetfoot. Leaf, where do you want him buried?
In the yard where my father's past animals and my sister.
It will be done.
Thank you.
Would you like a tree or the monument?
Yeah, as the family normally does.
It will be done. So with that, you see, ever so gently, this giant celestial stag with 10 prongs reach down and with very little effort lift the corpse of Zargon, and you watch Zargon become encased in a glowing golden energy. As it encases his form, he sets him gently on his back, Leaf inciting memories of your first time with Zargon, traveling through the ethereal plane on your way.
As he's lifting him up, I'm just going to look at Fleet. Do you want to send his totem with him?
Absolutely.
At this point, Charonbane turns around
Kind of
and,
snaps me out of it, like, oh,
and walks to you and stares above you, his head a good 5 feet above your head, and he looks down. And you hear a slightly bemused voice, all of you. Present it.
Dig around, pull it out.
And you see his eyes
Like
flare
Up to the
a
mouth.
bright blue, and the energy
Hanging on
surrounds the totem. And as the totem is encased in this bright blue energy, you see these runic swirls on Charonvane's body begin to glow in time. They lift, and you see it attach itself once again to Zargon's neck, made whole. You see the tear from where the piercing ice made its way through Zargon's form meld, as if he was whole again. And on Charonvane's chest, you notice the same shape of the totem, flare, which is the totem of an eagle that Zargon had worn. Flare on his chest and fade to a very light blue, a symbol of the connection with both patron and warlock. He turns back. There will be an oak in his name leaf. I will go now. And with that, you all
Thank
watch
you.
this massive entity fade into a slight
Now
blue
sleep
before
for all
turning
of us.
transparent. And the last thing you hear is the
Gotta
sound,
take care of yourself, you know. Gotta look out for number one, you know.
the sound
Sorry,
of
guys.
galloping hooves disappear into the distance.
What's up, everybody? What's happening?
Sorry,
Welcome
that
to
was
my
just a
world.
complete different mood.
Welcome to my world.
100%. So you all witness this. Balasar is kneeling. Fleetfoot is being tugged on by Balasar
Are
behind
you having
him.
a stroke, Fleet?
What?
You're having
Who
a stroke.
is-
I'll get the medic. I'll be right back.
Big deer. With you?
The only deer in the headlights was you.
Oh!
Highbrow.
And this is why
For your listeners, I
Well,
forgot the
considering I'm
lair
not-
actions last game. I regret that.
But so he
I still would have said it even if I was a different character.
and he was here.
Don't worry about that.
What?
Just because whatever cloak, mask, ring you have lets you understand and speak everything doesn't mean everybody does. You've got to pick one language and stick with it through the sentence so I understand what you're talking about.
What?
Should have knelt.
Why?
This is a funny episode.
What?
Even though it's really sad.
What was that? That was
That was
cool.
Zargon going to Cloakwood. I called a service.
Okay. Do you want to
It's a buddy of mine.
The what?
He's a buddy of mine. I called him. He showed up. He said he
Hey,
would take
so
him back.
He should show up more.
And he does every once in a while. How do you think I got
Fleetfoot
tips
had a
out of all that
dream.
shit?
I'm pretty sure my mom's at Waterdeep.
Oh yeah,
Do you
that's
want to go?
why we came out here. I can teleport us.
Am I gonna die again?
Maybe.
I don't know where.
But you have a big friend.
They'll sail the ship back themselves. We'll tell them to. We own them.
He's
Not
a little
owned.
scared of me right now.
He
Anyway,
disappeared.
He what?
We gotta go to Waterdeep. That's the plan.
Leo disappeared too, and you didn't freak out about that. No, wait, he didn't disappear. We fooled him into thinking he disappeared. I'm getting confused.
We should wake Leo up. It is just about time.
So we're going to get
So he saw.
your mom.
He had a dream.
But how do you know that your mom's in water deep? And
I'm
aren't we
gonna,
going to
walk
Waterdeep
and look
now
and see if
anyway?
I can figure out where.
You can if you'd like to.
Yeah, but we
Charonvane
don't
went.
know exactly
Investigation
where.
check.
But he can transport us to there. But we don't know where there is. So if we just go there, we
You
won't
just
know
said
where
there
to
was
go.
Waterdeep.
I think specifically in Waterdeep. is
Oh, you
what
mean
they're-
like we're gonna pop
15?
in the room that she's held prisoner in?
Or very, very near there.
While you're all having this conversation,
So
you
can
see-
I ask a really odd question about that theory? So if she's being held prisoner in a room and we pop in to say hi, how do we get her out instead of now all of us just being a prisoner in a room?
Dimension door.
Fleetfoot says this, by the way, while he is walking around the ship confused, looking for where the great celestial stag has just left.
Dimensional door.
You see him
exactly just over my shoulder.
You see him
Dimension
just
door.
kind of turn and then look.
I don't think it was Dimension Door. I think it was just a celestial power.
Just so
man.
you know, I'm not listening anymore.
There are great hoof prints that seemingly just dissipate from where he last stood.
Celestial being, how I get some of my powers. It's all cool. Don't worry about it.
You should have known. And you should have knelt.
He didn't say
From
anything.
back when we were at the Cloakwood, when I met my uncle's
You what?
freaky friend.
You would remember very vaguely because you were pretty drunk at this point. You would remember very vaguely Fleetfoot
your
mentioning
boots.
My boots.
The boots in the tree.
what you remember What you remember Leaf mentioning Fleetfoot is that he spoke with his uncle and his uncle had a patron. That's all you would really remember.
Like a customer.
Yep. Like a customer.
So he's like his.
He's like my best customer, man. No, he's not a customer.
And I should have knelt. I feel like he would have said something if I should have knelt.
God's not gonna tell you.
I don't think he really cares.
I like him more already.
I think he thinks it's kind of funny, but other than that,
So, that answered none of my questions. Are we going to Waterdeep?
I thought that's where we were going.
But I can get us closer to, like, the cell. Maybe. I don't know. I've not used it before.
Yeah, I am going to ask again. If we teleport into the cell that she is held prisoner in, how does that prevent it from being just 5 prisoners instead of 1 then?
Because I can teleport 2 of us out and then it'll only be 3.
Oh, so okay, then how about I just don't go, so I'm never a prisoner?
So
Why
you'll
would-
get us from the outside?
No, if you guys are just going to pop in and then decide 3 of them are going to stay prisoner, you're going to take Mom out. That leaves the rest of us prisoner.
So do you want to sell the ship to Waterdeep?
We can go get your mom, but we have to have a plan that doesn't involve just popping in and becoming prisoner.
I think that's a pretty good plan.
Leaf's turn to walk around the ship confused.
Upon saying this, you see not necessarily frustrated, but
His eye kind of twitches. Like,
a mildly annoyed Leaf takes a quick lap around the bow of the ship. At which point, by the way, Leo,
Also, where is Leo?
you would be waking up. This is a pretty long conversation, so you'd be coming to. Would you like to go out onto the bow of the ship?
Yeah, I'm gonna take my time though.
Leo, kind of after about 15 more minutes, wanders out to the bow of the ship, a little bit groggy. At this point, it's about 4 p.m., and you see what you see emerging onto the bow is Balasar standing, hands at his side, somewhat out of it at this point, seemingly distracted. Fleetfoot mid-explanation, but also very much distracted from what you've normally seen him, and still seemingly affected by the events of the day prior. And Leaf walking in what you've come to realize is a semi-agitated way around the bow of the ship.
What's up, guys?
we're going to go save Balasar's mom by becoming prisoner with her.
That's not necessarily what will happen. We don't.
I can get us there.
Likely executed.
Not even guaranteed there.
What did you see in your vision?
I saw a cell.
Did you see the inside of the cell and the outside of the cell?
No, just
you
the
see-
inside of the cell. There was ticking, like the device was ticking. There were loud mechanical gears and things. And then Thrall, Than came up to the cell
Who?
and
What?
asked,
What? Dimension door. What?
You have options. This is just one of the options.
I know.
Y'all got options, man.
Corellius Than. At the council, the guy that rose quickly is kind of a dick. Well, is
Oh,
a dick.
Tan. Yeah,
That
got
one.
it.
Anyway,
I really don't want to run into him.
well, that's who's holding who Bally thinks is his mom prisoner.
That man is and I would know this from the insight manipulator.
Uh-huh.
That man is very dangerous.
That's
Actually, to point of order, you never insightful manipulated Corellius.
Did I not?
No.
I could have sworn I had done everybody in the room.
You did. Everybody but Corellius had left.
you get a
Never
feeling.
mind.
So
I get a
just-
feeling from
just
the
as-
rest of everybody in the room
just as
that
a point
he's
of order.
probably okay. So I get a feeling from the rest of the room
And how
that
often
he
really
is not
do you
somebody
hear
to be
Leo
messing
say
around
he did
with.
the entire room?
So
What
Do
if
you
we
know
end up in
any
his
mechanical-
bedroom?
So we're
Even
going up against this guy that nobody here is really comfortable going up against to save somebody who may or may not be your mother by getting ourselves imprisoned with her to break out.
yes,
Because we have no idea where she'll be in Waterdeep.
I don't know. Is there anything mechanical?
Like
Was
a
that
clock
part of
tower?
With my knowledge of Waterdeep, do I know anything?
Give me an intelligence check with advantage.
Or maybe like floodgates or
It sounded like
What did you
clocks.
say? Intelligence?
So give me intelligence or history, whichever one you'd like to use more.
Well,
It
there
was
could be
saying, so
mechanical-
19.
That's
She had a
good to
thing
know.
on her
Thing.
head.
Balisar.
It
What
a
you would
thing
know
on her head? That
is
could be
that
anything.
was like a
based
mechanical
on what
brass
Fleetfoot is
instrument.
describing, the dungeons that you are
Huh.
used to seeing are not necessarily that dark where they would obscure total vision. What you are aware of is in the city that there are a number of subterranean networks once used by a thieves guild that you and your compatriots, and the reason that you rose within the guard of Waterdeep, helped rout and remove. During your time, and because you rolled so high, during your time, you would recognize as you wandered through these subterranean locales, there were locations that seemed to house prisoners take part in torture, or as those individuals you met called conversion, and generally served the guild's purposes that you helped disband. Outside of that, there's very little knowledge that you would have of any locale in a dungeon setting, specifically based on what Fleetfoot has told you, that would be as dark, as confined, as cramped, because the guard of Waterdeep typically has, in terms of prisons, has standards, and wouldn't necessarily put anybody in that sort of circumstance.
Well, she had an instrument on her head too. She was
Hey guys,
doing
so
something
that,
with it,
We
right?
should just sail to Waterdeep and go there.
You think we should just sail? I mean, I could have another dream about it. I don't know.
I mean, we can go with your dream. We can sail there. I don't care either way, but
With what I just said, and these tunnels.
With
that
what I
know-
just said.
What I literally just explained to you all.
What I literally just explained in
and
a
by
completely
me, I
different
mean
voice.
The DM threw me out. Yeah.
Sounded just like you.
Man, I'm really good at voices.
It's really just been you playing by yourself this whole time.
So
Welcome to Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, thank you.
I personally feel that we should just go look through these tunnels underneath Waterdeep that I apparently know how to get into,
and how far out of Waterdeep are we right now?
or know where the entrances used to be because I went there once.
That's more like it.
Well, when is your vision taking place?
It's
Was it
future,
last night? Was it present?
present.
Was it future? Was it
I would just assume that
Past?
I know where that is, though.
well, I saw Tiamat emerge, so hopefully that hasn't happened yet.
okay?
I
So,
would-
if you're seeing the future, then we are going someplace
But
that hasn't happened yet.
This is the second vision I've had, and it's time has passed since the first one, and it was 2 nights apart. So it could be the future. I might have another dream. I might not. I don't know.
I would say for you, Fleetfoot, at this point being questioned this way, give me a general.
I mean, because if it's not happening right now, then teleporting there is going to be interesting.
For you, let's give you a because charisma is your spellcasting modifier. So give me a charisma check.
So when will then be now? Nobody got that?
21.
Okay, Fleetfoot. When you saw Tiamat emerge, you remember the settings around you being blurry and nondescript. The focal point of a camera lens being focused on her tearing the gap in portal between the 9 hells and the prime material plane. Whereas this current vision being much more sharp and stark relief and detailed, focused on events that seem to have transpired over time, that is specifically dedicated to the passage of time you have experienced as well.
So happening at the same time.
You could surmise.
It's happening now.
So we're sure?
Yes.
So then how far out of Waterdeep are we right now?
How long did it take to get here?
3 days.
So 3-4 days.
Will she still be there in 3 to 4 days?
I don't know if I'll even dream about it again.
I mean, she's been held captive this long since I was a child. I don't.
Are
know
we
that
sure
the-
she's held captive? She sounded like she was in charge of something, right?
More mind control.
Oh.
He asked her where we were and what we were doing. Not we, us, but they. I assume he was talking about us.
Wait, they asked my mother where
Yeah.
we were.
Where
Yeah,
they were.
Where they were. Not us specifically, but
Something.
Can I do a insight check on what my memories of what I think my mother's skills might have been in?
You give me a history check.
Yeah, that's the one. 18.
You would remember your mother displayed slight magical aptitude. It was one of the original reasons why your father showed disdain. Her desire to practice those magics and seek and study those magics, you were never able to understand exactly which, for lack of a better word, school would have been, but she displayed some aptitude in arcana.
With my knowledge of wizard magic, thinking about it now,
Be a separate arcana check.
nat 20.
Divination.
She's a divination wizard.
You recognize that what she had been experimenting with was divination. You have no idea if she has dedicated herself to a school.
are you telling me that?
You just remember her dedicating her time to things like that.
I will lay out my line of thought right there and think that she's a divination wizard of some kind.
I mean-
not necessarily powerful, but like learning when I was a child.
And you think it's you that she would be watching? I mean, I assumed that it...
They're either, I think they're controlling her powers to watch someone.
Because if it was Thon, he would know where we were headed. He was part of the council.
Dun, 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 dun.
The shoes. Well, I mean, it didn't seem like they were hurting her, but they certainly weren't helping the cause.
I mean, they've had her for so long now.
So we can risk it another 2 days.
We're also expecting us back in another 2 days. They aren't expecting us back tonight.
So we can all go. Everyone's rested up. I can't guarantee it'll get us to the cell, but it can get us close. And one of us is really good with lockpicks, yeah?
I mean, it's
Yes.
a horrible idea, so it sounds like something we should do.
It sounds exactly like something we should and would do.
So let's
Meat soup group.
MSG.
Meat soup group. All right.
3.
Is everybody ready to go now? Does anybody need anything?
Should
Are
we
we
tell the
taking-
captain, or should we just
Yes.
leave?
Are you talking to McCath?
I would like to go talk to the captain.
I think it'd be
Is he
more
coming
fun
with
if
us?
we
Oh,
just.
I would
McCath?
like Fleetfoot to come
McCath?
with me.
What about McCath?
McCath
he's-
is currently in her own quarters. She's taken the unoccupied room and has been working.
We don't need...
Captain's a little scared of me, actually.
Okay, are we taking McCath with us? We can't just disappear on McCath.
But
We'll tell the captain to take her back to Waterdeep, and we'll meet her there.
Are you sure we can't just take her with us?
are you sure we can't use her to tell them
Exactly.
that we're not, like, that we went off another direction?
You go wake her up. I'll go talk to the captain.
She's awake. She's just in her room.
I think we just tell the captain and go.
I think it'd be more fun just not to tell the captain and make sure he shows back up with the ship.
This is my ship. I'm not taking a chance.
I'll go with you to talk to the captain.
Come on, Fleetwood.
Okay, so Fleetfoot and Balasar are going to speak with Captain LaRusta.
Is there something in particular?
I kind of want to follow and see what happens.
You got it. Leo, what are you going to be doing?
I guess if everybody else is going up there, I want to say hi to the captain anyways. I became such good friends with him.
We can all really
Absolutely.
freak him out.
So you emerge. Captain LaRusta is currently working on getting a cloak, hood still up over the scarred left half of his face. You see him doing a little bit of work to attempt to help finalize the repairs. And all right, men, push her back into the water. Come along now. And you hear heave as the crew begins pushing the ship back out into the sea. As you emerge up by the ship's wheel, you see him standing there. Hello, gentlemen. You made it just in time. We're about to make sail.
Perfect. We were just coming to talk to you about that.
All right, perfect. We've got about 4 days' travel south.
Yeah, you have about a 4 days travel south.
We do, yes.
Yes,
You do.
I assume that we are all going together at this
Well,
point.
About
In
that.
spirit. We will
I
be with you.
need you to take my ship
No, we
back
won't.
to Waterdeep.
He looks at you for a moment.
Our spirits
Where
will be
are you
elsewhere.
going?
To Waterdeep. But we're going right now.
He looks for a moment. You telling me that we're just going to sail it back to... I don't mind if we are. We're
You're-
under your employ.
This will make more sense in a minute.
Why does it need to make sense? Captain, you're sailing the ship to Waterdeep. We will not be on board. Have a great day.
All right, fantastic.
When you get to Waterdeep, tell them that we disembarked a day early.
What?
If you're going to be
How
making
is
it
that
back before
possible?
us, then you can just tell them yourself.
Not at
can't you?
Waterdeep.
Not
Maybe
a-
it's a bad idea.
All
Tell
I need
who?
to tell
The dock
you is if you're
workers do
going...
not need to
I
know
don't
that they're
know
there or not.
magic. I
Just-
don't know.
Sail the ship there and dock
Absolutely.
it. Do your job. Nobody
Perfect.
gives a
Fantastic. I will tell you it's going to
Also-
be in dry dock in Waterdeep.
Perfect. I would love for you to make those repairs, and also note that I plan on at least employing you for another 30 days after the initial 30 days.
Well, fantastic. We will accept your payment at the end of this current 30-day period. If you pay us now, that's great. But honestly, I'd advise you to wait. I can pick up more crew and perhaps get you a better price.
That sounds wonderful.
Good. You've shown yourself as true and capable people in this time. Listen, wherever you're going, I wish you well. All right?
Honestly, Waterdeep.
And the same to you.
Believe me, I'm not an idiot. I know you're leaving for a reason. I hope you don't get killed. I quite like you.
No, he's not an idiot. Shut up.
Does he talk to people often?
Are we ready?
It happens.
Happens.
I thought I was
Well,
going mad.
just wanted to say goodbye
ready?
to you. It was nice
Oh,
talking to you.
McCath, Waterdeep. Get her there.
Safely.
You want me
thank
to
you.
tell her?
You
That-
can tell her we'll.
She hasn't
we'll
left
see
her room. I don't think she's going to be a problem.
We'll tell her we'll see her in Waterdeep.
Where does you need to meet you?
What's that in? What's that in? I like
The Merchant's
Fancy.
Rest.
Merchant's Rest.
Merchant's Rest.
I don't know. You're the fucking one who likes it, Bally.
You gave it
I
the
don't know.
5-star
Oh,
Yelp
the
review.
ale. Mm.
Merchant's Rest then?
Yeah.
All right, I'll let him know.
I'm a Yelper.
You
You
can
ready?
probably tell her yourself if you like, but if you're leaving now, I'll go and find her later.
Let's go.
Ready? Ready?
Agreed.
Well, no, I just got one more. Damn it. Fleetfoot.
Here we go. Let's see what happens. Just kidding. This actually kills us all.
Okay, so as Captain LaRusta is, all right, I'll make sure to tell her. The last thing he says, Fleetfoot, you grab the cloak, widen it for a moment. All of you see inside
like
there
Batman.
is a black stitching.
Leo.
I hate you so much.
Okay. You
Really?
Right before it happens, I'm going to whisper in his ear.
fuck me. Like, god damn it.
Where
Okay.
did Fleetfoot go? Oh my God.
Suddenly,
You
we're in
guys
front of
are
the-
never gonna let this one go, are you?
What's the name of the episode?
All right. As he expands the cloak, you notice inside from within there is a swirl of green and blue energy that seems to take and surround you all. From all of you, you begin to feel in your mind. Hold, please, I have to find this. From in your mind, you all begin to hear this clicking and whirring sound. As it surrounds you, the volume seems to increase and dissipate as this fills your mind. The sound of steam whirring, gates closing, all surrounds you, as all at once you feel a familiar sensation, but this time from behind your sternum, yank, and you all are pulled off your feet. There is a swirling chorus of energy surrounding you. And as you do, Fleetfoot, you hear a familiar voice, one that you've heard the previous nights. Leaf, Balasar, and Leotaurus, you hear a voice distorted as if through time. We will know what it is that you are hiding from us, Nala. We will know. And once we do,
Who the fuck is that?
I will ensure that your beloved ends your life. And with that, you find yourself set in the streets, bustling in the middle of the night, in the northern ward of Waterdeep, standing outside of a nondescript, abandoned building, old and graying wood, moonlight high in the sky. It seems that some time has passed in your transportation. The cobblestone streets beneath your feet hard, much different from the slick feel of ice and snow. You find yourself in Waterdeep. Dusk has fallen. A crowd of individuals 40 feet in the distance seems to not notice your presence as you emerge. Looking to your right and left, Leotaurus, Fleetfoot, and Balasar, you see the Merchants Guild where you were tested once before upon taking your journey north past the Mere of Dead Men, where Quentin
You cheered
once joined you and observed this combat. What would you all like to do?
To fight each other?
Is everybody okay?
That
I
was
could have been on
Yeah.
a 4-day cruise, and instead you just brought me here
Yep.
to a city.
I guess
Yep.
it wasn't as close as we hoped.
We might
But the
be
tunnel
close.
should be this way.
Could it not be this abandoned building right here?
I mean, I think it's where it
My
dropped
memory
us
points me this way.
into the abandoned building.
I'd say make a general history check.
I'm just saying, if we teleported to that vision and this is where we ended up,
I mean, we might
Might be a
she
good
might
place
be
to
below
start.
us.
Damn it.
That one.
so she's definitely below us, and we're not
It's tough to
going there.
recall.
She's here with us.
This section of the city is, you never really patrolled the northern ward heavily. You were strictly in the castle and trade ward. You would remember that the tunnels beneath the city ran fairly extensively, and they were quite expansive. It's not unheard of that they could be here, but you just don't remember.
I want to look for a soldier on patrol by himself.
Investigation check.
It's dusk.
It is dusk.
Perfect. An 8.
An 8. So you search around for the next 20 or so minutes patrolling the streets, and you find yourself frustrated for a moment, but you hear a voice over your shoulder. Excuse me? You look like you might need some sort of help. Do I know you? Looking over your shoulder, you see a tan-skinned woman, helmet on, blonde hair peeking out from beneath the helmet, cut in a jagged form.
Where did this woman come from? I'm sorry.
She was a guard, kind of
Okay.
patrolling the area, based upon her.
Okay,
one of
this
the,
is the solo guard he was looking
one
for.
of the lord
Okay.
guards.
Got it.
She seems to have found him.
Okay.
And do you? I know you. You remember her as Laromo Caskpeak.
Laromo?
Balasar, good to see you.
Good to see you.
I think he called her.
What
a
are you doing here
Laromo.
so late?
I'm.
Lamumu?
To be honest, I actually need
I
to
know in my language that means something.
Well, what do you
completely
need?
looking
Different.
for the entrance to the tunnels beneath the city.
Well, you got to be more specific than that. We found quite a few.
I need to get to some of the cells that I remember seeing when I was on patrol.
Alistair, you know that was a long time ago.
I do, but I need to get there.
Make a persuasion check.
A sixth.
What race is Laromo?
She seems to be human, from what you can tell right now.
Look,
She looks for a moment at you and she says, Balazar,
Laromo, was it?
yeah. Who are they, by the way?
These are my companions. They're in my guild, meat soup group.
We're a guild now.
We're a guild.
A mercenary guild.
That's an odd name.
MSG,
Laromo,
you might have
friend.
heard of us.
Yeah.
These tunnels. If we told you why we were looking for them, you would either have to join us or be executed.
What?
Wow. Make a
Really?
I'm going to go ahead and
Yes.
say
I'm
that is... Do you
Deception?
believe it? Do you
No.
believe it?
No.
Deception check.
Why would you say that to a guard? What?
What?
That's cocked.
I'm going to use a luck point.
Okay.
I'm going to use my last luck. Oh, wait, we long rested.
You did. You have 3.
Second. Perfect. There it is. 30.
30? Okay. She looks at you for a moment and thinks, I don't know what you're looking for down there in those tunnels, but the last place I know is in the castle ward.
I need help finding my mother.
That was what we should have led with.
Balthazar, she's been dead.
She's not. Why do you think I left?
I don't know why you left.
My father's holding her somewhere. I have information that she's got to be down there.
All right, the only place I can think of is, well, we raided them in the castle ward. We raided them in the trade ward. But they were found in front of marked buildings. They've been burned. The only place that I can think of is going to be, well,
This abandoned warehouse right here, maybe?
I don't know, it's in this house here, but the only place that I ever raided was, and she looks to you, the only place I ever raided was in the Castle Ward and Trade Ward. The Trade Ward, I know for a fact, has been burned down. Castle Ward and the ruins are, well, you can't miss them. They're coming up at the intersection of the Dock Ward, straight across from Merchant's Rest. But the Castle Ward is, well, is beneath Fan's Manor. You know. Carillius?
Dun, 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 dun.
He took up residence there.
That's the one we want
Commissioned
because he.
That's why.
That's where we
That's
have
where we
to
need to go.
You telling me you're going to try to... Into his... You might pick one of the spots that burned down before you do that.
Unless you know of someplace else, I have
I'd
to
only
try.
told you that the trade... The intersection of the trade and the dock ward. It's in the spot that's burned down, right from 2 buildings blocks down from the Merchant's Rest. But that's the only place I know.
Could you show us?
She kind of looks around for a moment.
You know it?
Make a persuasion check.
I believe that's a 20.
Natural 20.
She looks around for a minute and she says,
Please.
I'm on guard, Belisar. Come quickly.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Keep quiet. Keep behind me. I'll just say you're on escort. With that, she just kind of looks around. No, be too conspicuous. Just stay close. Okay. With that, she turns down a side street in a back alley and begins making her way down some of the lesser known streets. You see her every once in a while over this trip, which takes the better part of 2 hours, stopping for a moment to examine the sides of buildings, old stop posts and signs, seemingly looking for markings or other key pieces indicating something that you're not really aware of at this distance. For a time, she comes and she takes you back, and you pass about 40 feet in the distance the intersection of the trade ward and the trade ward and the dock ward, where the Merchant's Rest sits. You're able to see its familiar structure and smoking chimneys in the distance, and all of a sudden she turns left down another back alley, and then you begin making your way a right turn, a left, another left, and you find yourself at the base of a building that is rubble. Gray stone set with the blackened charred wood. What once was, in your memory, a 3-story manor from some individual of high prominence within Waterdeep. A dock warden had found his home here. Dock warden Thurl Ravensguard. Once found, by your recollection, to had committed treason through conspiring with the Thieves Guild. And as you approach, you hear Laroma mutter over her shoulder, "Now this is Thurl's old place. He fell victim to Zenithar.
I remember he committed treason.
Yeah, Zenithar. He's a corruptive influence. We've never found him, Balasar. You left before the full inquiry started. The only place I know of, it was in the back floor, basement, on the back left-hand side. It was a hidden trap door. It was marked. I couldn't read it when he came in there. It was some sort of strange language I'm not familiar with.
We know all languages.
Oh, and you're a bit luckier than I am. It took...
We know all languages.
Ooh, be still my little furry heart.
We know.
When you put it that way.
all languages.
Speak anything to me.
It took
Wow.
Ugren
Wow,
to get
we're
us in there.
we're gonna.
Wow.
Let's just kill her now.
Wow. Wow, guys.
Wow.
We know all languages.
It took
We
Ugren
know
to get us
all
in there
languages.
before.
Yeah,
To
well,
Googling?
just forget it.
Ugren.
We will.
Balasar, you met Ugren the last time. He was traveling with...
Google had to find our way in.
Hold
with
on,
an
Google
egg.
Translate.
This is why we're all gonna die as soon as we go down under there.
Y'all gonna die. The GM... remembered.
We don't know all languages.
We as a group do.
Oh, now we're a group. That was
Meet
that
Soup
was
Group.
Not me.
You have
It
to
took
trust him to
Ugren.
translate correctly, though.
Best of luck. It's under the rubble. It's as far as I can take you without being seen. Just
Thank you.
back left basement. And if Balasar, if she is alive, best of luck, okay?
Thank you.
And with that, she turns away and, kind of quick glancing to either side, begins to make her way back to her standard post.
You heard
In
her.
here?
Let's go.
All right. Who's helming this investigation?
I figure.
Will detect
You were.
magic do anything? Was it a magic trapdoor?
You can if you'd like.
Who's really good at intelligence things?
Well, he said back left corner. I mean, I'll detect magic around like the back left, like
Okay.
around down.
My intelligence is +2.
No magic really displays. You aren't able to sense anything of magical properties.
Nat 20 on investigation.
Only roll that die.
Yeah, forever.
From here on out. Roll a d6. Sorry, it's a 20.
We found the golden snitch. You all. Sorry, everyone. That was weird.
150 points, eh?
150 points to Balasar.
To meet Soup Gryffindor.
Need soup, Gryffindor.
Tim Puff.
I was gonna go meat soup, dupe, and claw, but Dora was better. So you
That's my new character name. Call it.
you make your way back, and you are able to push yourself through this charred
Oh,
rubble and
smart you.
remains, and you find, because of that roll, etched into the ground, there is a very strange symbol that seems to be almost burned into the ground. It is a language you are unfamiliar with. It seems backwards, looping, and repetitive in nature, and you're unable to glean anything from it.
I'm gonna brush.
Oh, it's trance music.
And all of a
Listen, I
sudden,
take that to high offense.
everyone in the party begins hearing EDC.
And of course, I take that to high offense. because
Look at
EDM.
I
Yes,
like trance
everyone.
music though. That's
And we
just
say
nice.
it with
I
love.
love trance music. Okay.
I'm gonna push past Balasar and put my hand on it.
But it
and
is
see if
kind
I
of
can
backwards and
read
looping at
it.
times.
Funnily enough, as you place your hand on this symbol, the strange looping nature of the language eludes your grasp.
That's weird. I
So
Try it again.
If you'd like to inspect, you can. You can give me a. This would be an investigation check, Leo, if you'd like to look.
pull my hand up, kind of shake, and like put my hand back on it.
Okay.
15.
Leotaurus, you would recognize this as thieves' cant.
Ah ha ha. Ah ha ha. I got that. So I would like to decipher it.
So, the strange, looping, repetitive language.
I knew this was gonna come in handy for this one when I said that we were underneath, and I'm like, okay, I got this.
The strange looping as you push past Fleetfoot's hand, which now your head is swimming with this strange looping expanse. Leotaurus, you bend down and read.
Oh yeah, I can read this.
Oh, why did you ask me? I got it.
You
says,
bend down
"Unsa,
and read, and you
unsa,
hear.
unsa."
You're able to tell from what it's saying. You are able to decipher that there is a safe house beneath, something safe for those who need asylum from the law. It is a location of transport, and that is what you're able to gather. Most of the symbols from that investigation check seem to have been burned away, and that's what you're able to decipher from the remaining thieves' cant.
All right, and I tell this information to everybody in the group.
Gotta teach me how to read that.
Say what?
You would also know that just kind of tracing the burn marks in the wood, it would lead you to a crease within the structure itself that seems odd and against the wood grain patterns.
So we're
in the
saving
home.
your mom from a safe house?
Seems that way. Well, not my mom.
I do not understand you city people.
So can we get in? Do we go in?
We should try.
I think we should try, especially if I got that thieves' cant. Maybe
It'll help us along the way.
maybe it'll help us along the way.
Thieves can.
Yes, thieves can.
They can steal stuff.
Including
They call
people.
them Thieves.
Thieves' cant.
Oh, I thought it was.
Sorry, I MSG'd that. Let's keep going.
Okay.
So does it open normally?
Wait,
The trap door? I mean, let's go.
No, it opens abnormally.
I don't know if there's a trap on
Concave,
it.
convex.
Stalactite, stalagmite. I don't. That's why we have.
We're
the
with
rogue.
we're with the
Okay,
rogue. You should be
so-
able to get us through this, right?
Okay.
That's what I'm asking.
This is
All
his
right.
thing.
So let me go and check this trap to see if I'm familiar with this kinds of traps as well.
So I'd say this is just another investigation check, really just kind of examining for an opening.
Okay.
You realize if we do save his mother, I'm gonna get permanent rights to Yo Mama.
I'd like to use a luck point.
You can if you wish.
I mean, it's a risk I'm willing to
Use
take.
Yo Mama.
Not work out in my favor. And I'm not doing it again.
Oh,
That's
that a nat
2
one?
luck points. I don't know if I'm gonna need them later on. And
that's fair.
So investigating, you're able to see, based upon your past investigation, noticing the break in the wood grain, you're able to make out that there is in fact a door here that seems to open quite normally. If you would like to try to pull a wedge that trap door open, unable to tell, it seems safe.
okay. So then, yeah, let's go through it. Right?
Wedge it open.
Wedge it open.
Okay.
Yep.
You are able to kind of move some of the wood just to the side, finding this opening that is about 6 feet by 4 feet.
Okay. I'd like to keep my eye out for more inscriptions in the wall or anything.
General perception check, please.
Okay.
You're able to open as the sound just
Well, that's
echoes through the
fun.
cold night.
Is it open?
It is.
Let's go, and I'm gonna move forward.
So pushing down into.
Yeah, there's not going to be any subtlety with
11.
this. We're just going to run in, aren't we? No plan.
Thank you.
Good.
11.
That's always
Pushing
always
down
key
into
to
the
surviving.
dark expanse, you find yourself in
Yep.
a narrow opening
It's his mom.
filled with barrels, crates,
won't matter when he's dead.
sacks of varying sizes. Inside, there's
Worth
the
it.
smell of stale fish and wood and rot. You make your way down, and it is a cramped space. It is about 10 feet across and about 11 feet in height. You all inside would feel rather cramped given the crates and barrels. There is a large iron gate that faces the primary wall upon walking down the set of stairs and emerging into this space. It is the light moving through from the night is very dim. It is becoming more and more difficult for you to see Balasar. Oh no, it's not. You are able to make out shapes and variety of colors like everybody else. Fuck me and that mask.
As we land, I'm gonna have a moment of clarity from my drunkenness.
That took a turn I wasn't expecting.
I can't wait for to edit that out.
I like it.
I'm not gonna.
My loot and the ruby.
Okay.
And everybody jumps down, and that's why I waited until we got down here. And I'm gonna like pull out the loot and flip it over and like try to remember how like.
So you're able to find a slot inside of the loot, that where the opal is set at the rear of the loot, at the very back of the drum of the loot body itself. This ruby sets in the front portion, and you are able to set it. And as you do, you hear this strangely. All of you would hear this very odd, haunting, seemingly aggressive, sharp tone of a chord that is struck. Sounds just like that.
There you go.
Sorry, that was me.
The melody of the chord resonates inside of your mind, and as it does, you feel the lute itself shift. The dark dancer in your grip, the neck becomes much more thick. It forms what is a slight hilt surrounding the strings. The bell of the lute itself narrows and elongates. From it sprouts a very deep metallic, strangely mahogany-colored blade that seemingly emerges from the bell of the lute, and it covers its expanse,
I think you just gave me a
slanting
little
up
direction.
into a long sword.
So that's pretty cool. Sorry, your mom. We're going. I needed
Do
to.
you have a sword?
I have a loot.
Apparently, when you touch it just right, it gets hard.
Yep.
Is that a penis joke?
Could we use a better phrase for that?
I don't know. I don't know if we can.
All right, this way.
that was that ruby.
Isn't
I
there a
found.
better way
Anyway,
to describe that?
This way.
Continuing on.
You find yourself in front of a gate. It is currently closed. What
I
would
like
you
the sound
to
it
do?
makes when that happens
try
too.
to
By the
open it?
way,
You absolutely can. You would attempt to open and find that it is locked. As it is,
Does it have? Can I pick it?
you can make a sleight of hand check using your proficiency bonus in the tools.
Yes.
I broke my tool. I need to get a new one.
Yeah, you do.
sounds like a personal problem.
Don't you hate it when you break your tool?
There's a little pill for that.
I hear that.
19.
19. With ease of the nimble fingers that you possess, you are able to locate the locking mechanism at the side of the gate. Slip your thief tools inside of the mechanism and just very smoothly, and you hear the as the iron gate opens.
Easy peasy.
Let's go.
Okay.
Ellie,
Emerging.
I think you might want to wait and okay.
I'm gonna ignore that and just keep going.
Merging inside.
You might want to figure out how to check for traps in the area before we open the door, because
What'd you
I had
say?
to do that. Because Valley's just gonna run in and set off whatever trap happens
Come on,
after every
guys.
door.
Can you? We need to be a little bit quieter and a little bit stealthier. These are for thieves. Think of it that way.
He's got a point.
It's this way.
Okay, we get it. It's this way. I'm still checking for other signs
You
along
got
the
it.
way.
On the bright side, if we let him go about 20 feet in front of us, he will kill himself, alerting us of any traps in the way, and we can get there safely and save his mother, who means nothing to us because he's no longer around.
It's the thought that counts.
But he does have to do it twice because the first time he's just going to
That's why he's
and
leading.
stand back up
though.
again. So
That's fair. So I think it's a solid. I mean,
he's
he's
got
not
2
gonna not
fails
be
before
stealthy.
we can quit. But if
He's
he
not
fails twice, we're good.
well, he's not going to not be stealthy. So
Yeah, but he could at least let us check things out. Or not.
Someone convince
See
me.
ya, Valley.
Okay, so you emerge into the tunnel. That is,
God, we're gonna
there is a sharp right-hand turn that makes its way down. There is
Zargon just died because of something like this. Just saying.
sharp right-hand turn. The walls at this point are stone.
Okay, you pulled out Zargon. Hold on.
Yeah.
Nope. I keep going.
You find yourself walking down a tunnel that is about 4 feet in width, 8 feet in height, varying in width from 4 to 5, but never any fewer than 4 feet in width. It is a steep decline in this space. You find yourself moving from the dry expanse to something that is much more wet, and based upon your knowledge of the city, you would know that you are moving underneath the docking ward.
Balasar,
Bo, how deep is that water, though?
water deep. Balasar, I had the vision. I should be leading to know what we're looking for. We can't run in here wildly. I know you want to find her, but the only way we're going to be successful about it is if we're careful.
Can't believe I get to say this. Was your vision moist?
I thought you were going to say Fleetfoot's right.
No.
Yep.
Because it's kind of moist right here, and
It was dark.
Can we
and-
really not do this bit?
no, I mean literally, it's damp and wet here. We're probably into the dark, under the dock. So
I mean, I think
are
we're on
we
the
in
right track.
place?
I have seen one cell. It was
Based on what you saw, it was tough to make out any sort of the conditions. You wouldn't know.
that's why I need to be leading.
You have really got to get better visions.
Okay.
A little more
Thank
detail next time.
All right.
It's like That's So Raven, where it was like all the wrong visions. You guys remember that show? No, that was my generation. Sorry, y'all.
Leo, would you check
Forget
for
it.
traps as we continue? You thieves, tunnels, your thing.
Gonna go.
But ser- so
Thieves'
you
tunnels,
don't
I'm
know
going
if
to
it's
keep on
dry,
checking.
wet.
For
I have
traps,
no idea.
too.
You literally just saw her in a cell.
Talking to Than.
No other detail at all.
Nope.
So I'm looking for thieves' cants and traps.
Okay.
Can
I
I
need an
inside check that?
what?
There's
Me
no
saying
other
that.
detail other than just her in a.
If you're trying
in
to
a
see if he's being
discriminate cell.
truthful, then yeah, sure. You can give an inside check to see if he's being truthful.
Ooh. Oh. Proficient in it, and I'm good at it. 25.
He's above the board. The vision that he was given, based on what he's told you, that he's giving you everything that he knows.
You just saw her in a black space, and now we're going there. The music.
I hear
The,
ticking.
the music backs you up. Yes, I get that.
That genuinely all I saw was the dark cell.
Okay, well, then
It
it
was
could have been
more
here.
auditory. I saw it, but that's all I know.
Okay, this is gonna sound weird. Did you smell anything? Like, was that a sense that you were getting in your dream at all?
No.
Okay.
Sight and sound.
And we've got that it sounds like this, but we don't know what it looked like. Okay, so let's go.
Okay. What was your investigation check, Leo?
I didn't do it yet.
I really just think a damp environment would have been like.
I
Something,
rolled
you know.
horribly, so it's 6.
So the way seems fairly clear based on you haven't seen any more writing in that language that you've seen before. So the way seems fairly clear at this point.
Okay.
For the sake of this, I need to know marching order.
I was going first, so now I'd be going second.
Who's
I guess I'm
I'm
first, and
questioning
you're just
everything
checking.
in the rear. Just I'm questioning it all. Like,
So
what?
then,
would you? So you were checking for traps. So I would
Why are
imagine
we
you're going to
here?
be with
What's
Fleetfoot up front.
yes.
Okay.
2, 1, 1.
Okay. You continue moving forward for about another 30 feet. In the distance, you hear, as if from far away, the slight echoes of ticking. It seems to fade in and out. There's also a slight buzz and whir of, it's tough to identify, of activity, of some sort of mechanism. It's tough to make out at this distance. As you continue proceeding, based on the marching order, I'm going to need Fleetfoot and Leotaurus to make a dexterity saving throw.
I'm going to use my last luck point because I feel like this is important.
26.
26, thank you.
And since I save it,
That's
I
probably
take
not
no
good that
damage.
it knocked my mini over. That's a 9.
A 9. Fleetfoot, you hear. And there is a 12-inch long, 2-inch wide wooden spike that juts out and sticks into you, Fleetfoot, as you're able to jump out of the way, Leo, that digs into your hip, and you take it. You take 9 points of piercing damage, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
It's poisoned.
19.
You're able to shrug off the poison as it tries to seep into your veins, but you hear this
Sorry, I messed up that roll.
has a sound of, it seems as if it's resetting.
Do you maybe want to check one more time?
Okay. Check again.
That was just me being real mad. I got stabbed in the side.
I'm sorry. I just
you're just
rolled
gonna
really
I
horribly.
gave you a
Pull out
cloak.
the-
Are you gonna take that out, or are you just gonna
I shrugged it.
leave this
Is that an investigation?
stake in your side there?
Because I rolled really well.
I mean, it might. It looks all right. It just might get inconvenient.
I thought you were going
22.
to say infected. I thought
In
you
the
cared.
side where you see a small opening about 2 inches in diameter in the side, and you see just barely beneath it inside the stone
hang your
walls the
loot
clicking and
off the
winding
side
of
of it.
gears as you watch another spike of wood be moved into position by the open hole. I need Leotaurus and Fleetfoot to make another dexterity saving throw, this time with advantage.
How about we move?
That would be a 22.
Okay?
I'm ready for it now. Also, I would like to drink one of my standard healing potions.
You got
Son
it.
of a-
2d4 plus 2.
So that'd be 18.
18. You're both
9
able
points.
to
Hey,
jump
we
out
got
of the way as this new wooden rod ricochets and
We're
splatters
on
the
the
wall.
other side.
You're moving forward or moving back?
Not moving backwards. We're moving towards wherever we're going.
I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
Both of us again?
Are you moving forward or moving back?
I jump out of the way and just stand still for
Are you
a minute.
jumping back or moving?
Back.
Okay.
Because
you're
this is a different spike now, or is this the same one?
The same locale, just another spike emerged.
Back.
Okay.
So that's 16.
So, just barely, you're able to, you hear a, and again, another spike launches itself out from that side of the wall on the opposite side this time, and you're just barely able to move as it clips your robes. And as it shatters on the wall, and behind you hear it begin to reset just as the one behind you is continuing its reset as well. What would you like to do?
I'm going to keep on moving forward the best that I can.
Okay, I need you to make another dexterity saving throw as you press forward.
Okay. Isn't there a way to stop this? I don't know where I'm at right now. Maybe at the end of this?
You can, since you're moving forward, it's another dex save.
Does the Fleetfoot
Balasar, while this is happening, you're watching as these
15.
spikes continue. Unfortunately, that's not enough. The spike slams into your side. You take 7 points of piercing damage, and I
But
need you to
it's-
make a Constitution saving throw.
It's only half
Why?
because of my dexterity.
I can't dodge.
Are you going to use Uncanny Dodge? If you'd like, you can.
Yeah.
Okay, so you take 3 points of piercing damage, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. My constitution's not so good. 14.
You take 3 points of poison damage and are now considered poisoned.
Great.
How far away is he?
So he's about 8 feet in front of you.
Okay.
So you now hear
How
the one
many of
behind-
these are there?
You don't know.
1,000. Just assume.
Leo, stop moving.
The one that's right beside you is
It's resetting.
Okay, I need to either move forward or
I mean, how long is the hallway? Like,
I don't know.
looking forward. You can see it extends into the darkness for about another. It clears
sprint
about
back here.
15 feet in
Mm-mm.
the darkness.
And go.
I'm going forward
Oh, at what pace?
at really fast pace.
You're going to be sprinting.
I'm going to be sprinting.
I need you to make 2 dexterity saving throws with advantage.
Okay. Why am I doing this? So that's 17.
Okay. And the next dexterity saving throw, as the bolt splinters on the wall behind you as you begin to sprint forward.
And then let me. $16.
You're just barely able to make it out of the way one last time as the bolt
Thank goodness for high
Shatters on the
dexterity
wall.
saving throws.
As you sprint forward.
Thank goodness.
You notice that as you continue down about another 3 feet, the clicking and whirring continues to grow more distant and begins to become softer. And you look back, noticing that these mechanisms are resetting.
Okay.
It seems that you have passed 5 mechanisms within that 12-foot distance.
Okay. So, is there any way to turn them off from this side?
You can give me an investigation check if you'd like.
Yes.
Just run and spin the ship's wheel.
I need to use a luck point.
All right, if you'd like to.
Oh, that's much better. So, investigation?
Yes.
19,
19. Looking at it, you're able to recognize
24.
that the whirring mechanism seems to be 24. Okay. You're able to clearly see in the wall now where there's this 2-inch diameter circular opening as it alternates sides throughout this 12-foot expanse. And there is a very clear, almost clockwork-like mechanism inside that seems to be moving these bolts up. And as it does, you see them, as they begin at the bottom, you see them rotate as a standard plank of wood and then emerge slightly damp and continue to work their way up to this 2-inch opening. And it's about it's a continual circle as these wooden planks that have become sharpened bolts continue to rotate throughout. And then the one that you just went past resets. As it resets, the sharp end of the wooden stake barely visible in the side of the wall.
Can I see these mechanicals?
You absolutely can. They're tough to make out within the sides of the dungeon wall, but you absolutely can. Or the cavern wall.
I try and cast firebolts at them.
Okay. Roll an attack for me, please.
13,
13. All right.
14.
Okay, roll for damage, please.
Did I just do that for fun?
17 points of fire damage.
You're able to... and you see the
No,
wooden
you saw
stake burn inside
Right,
of the
you
current
saw him.
opening.
He's shooting him at the.
As it burns, you hear a... and the ashen bolt expels from the mechanism, and it continues to work. Another bolt up into.
Wow. Is there any way for me to jam it?
I would
try
say
one more time.
give me a sleight of hand check and go ahead and roll to hit and then roll for damage if you beat a 10.
It does beat a 10.
Yeah. So Fleetfoot and Leaf, are you just observing this
This is their specialty.
these shenanigans?
I can't fix stupid, but I
8.
can watch it.
26.
If you're gonna be stupid, you better be
8.
tough.
It
Great, probably said
ignites and then it fades. The half burnt bolt and ignites on the wall, and it
There's-
Do you have a
no.
better idea?
No, but
No?
I mean, well, yes, not doing this, but
Okay.
if
Sneaking is
you
your
guys would
Right.
like to
I got a
play
26.
with the traps, go for it.
So looking at it, you're able to see the mechanical
My mama didn't raise
intricacies.
no fool.
And looking at it, you are able to pull out from your pack a spare bit of metal from your thieves' tools. And finding the weakest point within the mechanism, you're able to, as the clockwork gears continue to spin, you jam that metal end into, and you hear it, and you hear a break inside of this mechanism as there is a resounding. It seems as if this particular mechanism has been disabled.
Is it safe?
So, are all of the mechanisms disabled or only the one?
Based on your current investigation, only the one.
Okay. It looks like I fixed one. I'm going to have to go and do all of them from the side.
All right.
So, I'm going to go and,
So that'd be.
I guess, try.
Let's do.
Go, Leo. What do you? What?
Given that high roll
was waiting.
and the understanding of the mechanisms,
waiting
I'd say
for?
give me sleight of hand with advantage. The DC will be significantly lower because of your disabled and that high roll originally.
Okay.
So we'll go one by one, and we'll do it 4 more times.
So, 12 plus 11.
So 23. The next one, you're able to very easily find a small stone and jam it. The second of the 5 has been disabled.
Okay. I'm going to do it again.
Jam it.
All right.
Ooh, okay. So, this one's going to be
I agree.
29.
Again, you're able to find a small stone and flick it into the mechanism, and as the clockwork gears, it jams. 2 more left.
Oh, wow. That's 12 on both of them. So, 12 plus 11.
23.
Yeah.
Once
12
again, you
times
see,
2
you all
divided
see
in half.
Leotaurus methodically
It's
move
12.
down and just begin to jam these small stones into the clockwork gears. And
Art
hear
thou
these-
not impressed
Hear
by
the-
my youth?
Hear the
Pretty good.
gears break. Last check for me, please.
Okay.
Go, Leo. You can do it. Don't you feel bardically inspired?
Not that I
If you'd like to inspire him, you can.
Not that I need it now.
I would like to.
I don't need it anymore.
I'm just real proud of you. Can you just let me inspire you?
You'll be inspired for the next 10 minutes. You have 1d10.
Okay, so.
You don't have to
17.
use it now.
You should probably just use it for fun.
Just be like, I don't want that. Oh, gotta shake it off.
No, I'm gonna use it later because it's 17 plus 11.
28.
So
You're able to once again, and with
I
the,
think I got
with
it.
the spike that was in you, you jam it into the metal lock, into the metal mechanism, and it stops. And the entities and mechanisms inside the wall cease their clicking, seemingly disabled for now.
Thank you, Leotaurus.
You're welcome.
My goodness. I am just thoroughly impressed.
Leo's our hero. Thank you, Leo.
That's all I wanted to hear.
All right.
Well done.
I'm gonna
So-
walk down the hallway. Carefully.
You got it.
Very jumpy.
So, as you all
Not that I don't trust you.
collect yourselves from the evening, having
would-
just disabled this mechanism, pressing forward into the darkened
Clap
expanse
really loud right behind you.
of these tunnels beneath the massive city of Waterdeep. That's where we're going to end this evening session.
Thanks for listening to Natural 20. We meet every Tuesday night to roll dice and try to make it out alive. On behalf of the party, I hope you enjoyed this session. I mean, Tuesdays. Am I right?